Okay, well, I think the the music is broken, unless you guys heard the music. Did you guys hear the music?
I heard the music.
You heard the music? Why can't I hear the music? There's always something on my end.
Look, the best music is the one of your voice.
Oh, shucks.
You
You got to say something.
Yes, 1, 2, 3. Racial slur, racial slur.
Oh my god.
Well, good start. There goes the monetization.
Oh Lord.
Everybody's volume good.
Urban,
Hakeem, and you got loud enough?
Yeah.
let
Hakeem,
people, man.
loud
Let the people
enough.
speak.
Louder.
Louder. Check. Say something.
Hakeem and Yugopnik are quiet. Hold on.
I'm boosting on
How's
my
this? How's this?
Cancel you
No,
got
I'm-
yes.
1, 2, 3. Yes, 1, 2, 3. They're trying to cancel me and mute me. That is rhyming.
Still low.
Can you
bad.
guys sing, by the way? Like,
Yeah,
I am
absolutely.
the most ultimate not singer.
No, I am tone
Whatever it
deaf
is.
beyond fucking tone deaf, but it's never stopped me. I will ruin any gathering with my singing. I don't give three shits. I'll ruin your day. I'll make your wife miscarry. I do not care, but it will. I will sing. Some people have heard my singing on this. They won't be getting any serenading today, sadly.
No.
But GT, I don't know. You strike me as a secretly talented singer.
Artsy guy. Yeah.
I'm very,
Very
very self-conscious. My wife says I have a beautiful voice, but I just do
Uh,
not sing in the presence of other
Humble
people.
Yeah.
brag much, motherfucker.
Nah.
No, I don't
But
even
you
sing
do
around
have a
her.
beautiful voice. You do have a beautiful voice.
Yeah.
Your speaking voice is beautiful. I can imagine that
Oh,
your singing voice is
shucks.
equally very beautiful.
You're too kind.
Now
Well,
please
but
kiss
like-
me.
Mwah. Oh, we were supposed to
want a
deliver a
kiss
kiss, for you, Yugopnik, from the Habibis. Mwah. This
Oh,
is
thank
from-
you. Mwah. I'm
Okay.
smooching you right back, and I'm using a bit of tongue,
Mwah.
but not too much
Yeah.
tongue. Not overdoing it for
Enough.
the first kiss, but then it's also
Yeah.
kind of very erotic. Like
Mm.
I'm giving
Knowing
you
making you
a
know that he
preview
means
on
business.
what it could be like. What it could be like in the
Exactly.
future if you
Gotta leave me
if we
wanting
take
more.
this relationship to the next level.
Yeah.
How do the bases work, by the way? I never
Sorry?
learned that. I never
What?
learned that. In Americans say first base, second base when it comes to
JT,
having sex.
explain.
Explain,
It-
please. How the fuck does that work?
It depends. I mean, people always have different explanations of what each of the bases are. Like, if you
I
go
Give
to
me your revolutionary analysis of
Mm.
what you think it is.
Usually third base is actual full penetrative sex.
see.
Other than that, it's like,
What I want with you, basically. is
yes,
third base,
yeah.
that's what you're telling me. All right, then. Okay.
But yeah,
The Patreon goal is his third base. I see.
Yeah.
Anyways, yes.
second is
As I
usually
sip my
fondling
tea.
of some sort, and that I don't know, first varies.
We do
by-
plenty of fondling over here.
Yeah.
Don't
So
we,
we're
boys?
we're grand slamming all the
Professional
time here
fondler.
at the Deprogram.
All right.
We're only fondling each other, not children. Okay, I promise.
No. Oh my
But
god.
Why would you
Say
even
it like
suggest that?
Sometimes I get confused because you guys are so tiny and small, and I'm like, oh my god, is this wrong? But then
Yeah,
I
fair
remember
enough,
we're a
fair enough.
similar age range, so it's
Yeah.
fine.
Well, hello everybody. Welcome to the live stream.
Oh my god.
We missed what 1 month or 2 months?
Somebody's like, what are y'all talking about? Jesse, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
Sorry, go on, yes.
Just 1 month? Yeah. Well,
Hmm.
we hope you guys did indeed miss us, and we hope that you are glad that we're back. So I was going to play some Zelda if you guys were interested, but the darn Switch thing. If any of you are like streamer types and can tell me why when I plug in the Switch to OBS, I get these awful like persistent black lines flickering across the screen, and my input will cut in and out. I don't know. Maybe I've just got a lemon of a Switch. But just imagine me, crucifying Koroks or whatever it is you do in Legend of Zelda.
Oh my god. Otherwise, we can do any other game.
Yeah, we got
Okay.
games, we could do
Oh.
tier lists, we could do quizzes, all that stuff. are on the
Quizzes,
table.
yeah. So you guys, people in the chat, whatever you want us to do, then just let us know, and then we'll hop on that. If you have anything interesting you want us to take a look at.
Yeah, and if you want us to answer any shit, write a comment,
Yeah.
or like give a super chat, which will
Mhm.
increase your chance of seeing it, and we'll basically get this money, which is nice.
Yeah.
Somebody did say 16 personalities quiz, but as
16
chuds.
personality. Oh, people get so confused when we do.
Do you remember?
Chud rankings.
The fucking tier list, the leftist
The
with Pol
most
Pot at the
cursed
top.
thing.
And people are like, oh my, what racist Maoist is this?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
We already got 2 super chats. One from Dio. Thank you for the £5. But still can't believe that's a currency. JT, thank you for the camera help. I'm starting a cooking channel. When
Hey,
I get as big as Joshua Wiseman, I will shout you all out.
nice.
Hey,
Glad
That's
to
very
help.
cute. And then Logan coming in with the two Canadian saying something extremely obvious, which is Hakeem is gay for Ugopnik confirmed.
of
Huh.
course.
Yes, of course.
No, we did not need the confirmation. You could have just asked, honestly.
Oh, Sasha brings up a good point. We need to wish Henry Kissinger a happy 100th birthday.
Oh boy! All right,
Right,
fucking.
really?
Oh my god! Yeah, no, I'm not. What he deserves. You know what? We can't bleep here, can we?
No. I mean, I could probably
Okay,
figure it out, but
yeah,
Nah,
no, no,
it's a live stream. You can say whatever you want. It's
yeah.
not Twitch yet. We're not Zeke
Oh
Heil.
my god. Yeah, yeah. Look, Henry Kissinger should do what his last name implies, but with a train.
oh, got it.
Ah,
Okay. Yeah.
A running train, a running train. I'm suggesting that he be run over by a train, like in those
yes.
1920s movies where they tie him to
Dying.
it.
Yeah,
But
classic.
instead, he's also the busty vixen that needs to be saved, but nobody will save him.
It's like Anthony Bourdain said. He's like, once
Mm,
you've visited Cambodia, you never stop wanting to beat Henry Kissinger to death with your bare hands. So
yeah.
critical support for and rest in peace to Comrade Bourdain.
My God. What was I gonna say? Some people mentioned like U.S. war crime tier list, which is
How long? How long is the stream gonna
we're,
go?
we're gonna yeah we're gonna be here all day. But maybe we could do that maybe down the line. Have a what's it called? A little tier or a setup for you guys.
Yeah.
Oh Lord.
Absolutely. There's like the one of the guys from Chapo, Matt
Mm,
Chrisman, I think he does like a little live stream where he bought. Apparently, there was a deck of cards, like playing cards, but not
mm,
like poker or whatever the fuck, but like RPG game or whatever, that had all of the weaponry and all the politicians, etc., that participated in the Iraq War, both
mm,
from the Iraqi side and the American side, and kind of this horrible event which transpired, blah blah blah, turned into like a sweet little game that you can play, and then
Mm.
you have like every
mm,
single type of missile that was used, every single politician, and then they have like powerpoints and they have stars, and you can play against each other. So he does a very funny thing where he basically goes through all the cards and makes fun of it, obviously, but looks at all of the things which were involved in the conflict. There's some extremely niche stuff that I never would have thought of. But what I'm saying basically is, if we had some sort of a platform, something that would allow us to have a nice little list of everything that the U.S. has done, and then putting it on a tier list would be very nice, but in reverse form. So the worse the thing is, the higher on the tier list. So
Hmm.
genocide of Native Americans, super based S
mm,
S
mm.
S, level of shit, and then the other stuff goes down to D and F, and so. But that would require some preparation. Yeah.
I am currently just going through. I'm quiet because I'm going through the Switch settings, looking for the one that's giving me these stupid black lines. Limited range, full range. Surely not. Probably limited. Let me go with limited. I'm gonna plug this back in. I've set all these stupid settings. Let's see.
Oh my gosh. Some people have sent some things. Chewy said, "This is my last money. Please
Oh no,
talk
Chewy.
about IEA war declaration." I'm sorry. Hold on,
IEA.
I'm gonna need to look. Hold on, take a look at this.
EA to the sports.
IE, the International Energy Agency.
I doubt they've declared war,
Okay.
but you never know.
Yeah. If you can clarify, then sure thing. Ranking failed drone strikes. Okay, no. Kadevo86, thank you very much. He says, my parents are Miami Cubans. Any advice on deprogramming them on Cuba and socialism? I sent, okay, yeah. He says, I sent JT an email about this, but he never responded. You have to realize that JT gets thousands of emails from Chuds. So
Though I did see
yours
that
will...
one, actually. I did see your email, and I
Mm,
flagged it, and I meant to respond.
mm,
Honestly, it's hard to do. Maybe Blowback Season 2 about the Cuban Revolution. That's very good. If they're willing to listen to it. Like, the guys who do it are not, like, strictly communists. So, I don't know. Maybe your parents would be willing to listen to it. But you live in Miami, if I remember correctly. that is an incredibly, like, one of the most reactionary places in the United States. So you're going to be constantly surrounded with people who reinforce those reactionary beliefs, specifically about Cuba. But I guess one other thing, we just recorded a podcast episode with Calla Walsh and Shaquille Fontenot about the National Network on Cuba and the State Sponsors of Terrorism list, where they talked about, you know, the illegal embargo, how it's affecting the lives of Cuban people, things like that, which is, I think, pretty interesting. So maybe show them that. It's one of our more respectful episodes. If you skip the first, I don't know, skip the first, however
7
long,
minutes,
7
maybe?
minutes or so. Yeah, wait, find the intro music, start there, ignore the introduction, because as usual, that was degenerate. But yeah, maybe I'd start with Blowback. It's a really good resource for just like a cursory investigation of Cuba and the Cuban Revolution.
Agreed. Nothing to add there. Mantis himself says Kissinger should live long enough to be tried by socialist courts, and obviously I want socialism to come as soon as possible. Yeah, I agree. He'll probably last that long too.
Yeah, no
Fucking-
kidding.
Fucking ghoul.
Yeah.
Chairman Bro, thank you very much for the support. He says, "Have you all seen what's going on between Iran and Afghanistan?" Yeah, there's some skirmishes, but I really haven't read too much into it otherwise because I don't think anything's gonna happen.
Yeah, last I
neither
saw,
country-
14 dead, 35 wounded, something like that. So
Yeah, but these are like the skirmishes that happen between like Uzbekistan and
Right.
like, you know, and like Tajikistan, this stuff where it's like, yeah, sure, 8 people die and it's a tragedy, but nothing. It's like voices of reason are always the ones that come to the top,
Yep.
thankfully. But yeah. Trifecta Arts said $5. Thank you very much. Caitlin Ferris says, "My husband and I love you guys. Y'all opened our eyes. Thank you very much. Tell your husband that I love him too."
Yeah, we especially love your husband. You're
Oh, we
okay,
love-
you're fine, but your
No,
husband,
we
man,
love
we
you both.
like your husband.
Drop a picture of your
Is
husband
this
in the chat.
problematic what I'm doing right now? It's kind of problematic.
Oh my god. No. We love both of you. Thank you very much. Let's see.
You got a chat from Andrew Murray coming up. I'll let you find that one. I
Oh
can't.
my god. All right.
Oh,
Let's
Andrew, what's up, motherfucker?
All right. Civil Melon says, "Hello, comrades. I just want to know what your favorite books are. One theory and one non-theory. My favorite theory book would probably have to be State and the Revolution by Lenin. My favorite non-theory book would have to be
State and the Revolution.
the exactly right. Penal Colony by Kafka. That or unironically Treasure Island by Stevenson.
Really?
I don't know why. I just like it. Yeah, I really like the book. I read it when I was one of the first English books. The very first English book I read was Charlie and Chocolate Factory.
Huh.
And I remember I really liked that one as well. And then afterwards, the second book, but it's the second book that I actually really liked, was Treasure Island. There was another book. It was very short. It was like 60 pages about a guy called Daniel Boone. I don't remember. He's an American, like,
Yeah,
Not Civil
same
War
kind of
era.
vibe as Davy Crockett. They're that same.
yeah,
era.
exactly right. And yeah, exactly. And I remember I read that, and I remember liking it, but I don't remember any details. I don't even remember if the guy's name I said correctly. But it was set in like well, I mean, yeah, U.S. but after the Civil War, I think.
So Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, huh? I guess you could say learning English was your golden ticket to becoming a civilized human being.
Oh my god! Fucking. Oh my god.
Well,
Anyways.
I will second State and Revolution as my favorite theory. Favorite non-theory book? I used to love the Redwall series. They're like 20 of the books, and this was when I was much younger. They're great for young readers. So if any of you have kids who are, you know, in the, I don't know, 8 to 15 range, great series for them. Recently, maybe the Three Body Problem series by a Chinese author. I won't try to pronounce his name because I will embarrass myself. There's a bit of like really pretty severe anti-communism at the beginning of the first book, but it is such good sci-fi. Like, it's really, really good. So I'd highly recommend it.
Interesting. No, I thought that they bury them under the prison. Anybody who dares to speak against.
Yeah.
You know.
No,
my
homie's
God.
got all sorts of awards and stuff from the Chinese government. So like, maybe you
Yeah,
are
man,
allowed
no,
to
there's-
say things.
Oh my god. Now, try to be a published, like, famous fiction author, but be explicitly anti-American, including in your books.
Yeah, Lamau.
And see what happens with you to you in the US. Anyways, you got Nick. Your turn.
Same State and Revolution, I guess, because it kind of
It is just, it's such a good
It's
fucking, it's so
brief,
good.
it's easy, it's
Yeah.
accessible, it's funny.
It's funny.
Yeah.
He's hilarious.
Yeah.
And it roots you in reality, like it pulls you out, like that. And what was it called? The Goethe program, which you can literally
Yeah.
read in 4 hours.
Yeah.
Also like roots you
Mm.
in reality and removes some sort of like, I would define them as, I don't know, instinctively
Mm.
overbearing predictions that we all just have because we're human about what
Mm.
this communism thing would look like. So those two really like build a box around the imaginary and the potential ideas
Mm.
of what it could be. So it roots it. It really inspires. And ironically, by creating walls around it, but. A fictional book, I don't know. I'm a sci-fi guy. I guess I really liked, I don't know, the first two, three Expanse
Yeah.
novels. So, like,
Mm.
what was it? Leviathan was the first
The
one.
names are weird. Yeah, they have nothing to do with the
Yeah,
books. Leviathan Wakes,
Caliban's
Caliban's
War, or
War.
whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And
They were fucking good.
yeah.
And I've been watching the show, and it was actually decent. And then it got bought by Jeff Bezos, who's apparently also a fan, which makes me cringe. And it all went super downhill and shit. Like, obviously, the rebels, which are far more complicated, at least in the novels. And as
Yeah.
always, the rebels are more complicated. In the show now, they're just strict evil terrorists, genocidal maniacs. Kind of the show is trying to say, if you do not want the status quo and the rebels come, they will literally fuck your children, like
Yeah.
that type of level shit. I mean, the main guy fucking offs his own kid, and I'm like, what the fuck am I watching? But yeah, it's very bad. But I guess I guess that
Mm.
for
Very
fiction.
nice.
Yeah, I love The Expanse. Oh, also one thing that came to mind: Old Man in the Sea. I loved The Old Man in the Sea. That was a great novella, technically.
Oh my gosh! Look at you, novella. I can see you with your tiny little neck scarf and the beret, and your plethora of what's it called? Cigarette butts
Yeah.
that are half smoked and then put out on a windy day.
Unironically,
A vibe.
Dostoevsky, like, I know, like, you literally, nobody should get a Dostoevsky book if he's under 25. Like, you have to be really, I don't know, fucking just patient
Yeah.
with this
Mm.
fucking dude. But it is so fucking rewarding. And the schools really fuck up by, like, feeding him to us when we're literal monkeys. Like, I'm a fucking,
What
goo
the-
gaga, look, woman have boob, I have hair and penis. Haha, read
Mm.
Dostoevsky. What the fuck? No, what? What? So you end up thinking that he's too complicated or whatever, or too much of a bore, because yes, for a dopamine up fucking teenager he is, but then you revisit him when you're an adult, and it's just you get sucked into the world like immediately. It's beautiful.
JT, three things. Number one, there's a person who keeps
Xavier,
spamming
yeah, I
F.
see him.
Yeah, mute him, please. There's a guy who's spamming some other stuff. I don't see him anymore though. And people are asking to reduce the volume of the
Notifications?
chat. Yeah.
All right, let's
It's
see.
apparently too loud. Or people have been asking mute them. I think you should just reduce the volume like 60% or something.
Yeah, let me find it. Which one is this?
About Dostoevsky and Gogol and all this. Look, if you're too young to read it, use it to, like, I don't know, do some like drywall work or something. Those things are like bricks. But then afterwards, let some time pass, and then. My God, Andrew Murray, our favorite Andrew Murray, our beloved Andrew Murray. He says, I recently showed my grandma your podcast, and to my surprise, she called me a red fash tanky and slapped me. Well, maybe that's because you deserved it. You are a red fash tanky, all right? You deserve to. I don't see you with a NATO badge, all right?
Yeah.
Proudly, like, raise your arm and say Heil Stalin in front
How
of
do
her,
I?
and, like, stop out of the room.
I need a big brain person from the chat. The alerts are
Call her a bourgeois Jew.
the alerts are tied into the desktop audio, which also controls Hakeem and Ugopnik's audio. How do I lower the volume of the alerts without lowering the boys? This is an important question. I don't know.
Either that or mute it then outright, and then we figure it out the next time.
Yeah.
Oliver Meliot Tremlay, I hope I pronounced your name right, sent $11. Thank you very much. Somebody's asking what I think about Tunisia. Tunis is amazing, man. I've always wanted to go. Dude, I've always wanted to do a road trip around the entire Arab world, like what's it called? Motorcycle Diaries style. But yeah, it's just the pain in the ass that would be getting all the paperwork and whatnot, and where would I get the time off, right? How did Guevara do that as a medical student? That dude is full of shit. Either he was like, I mean, it was like the 50s, so they barely knew anything about the human body. But to be fair, but not to detract from his degree. Um, how I generally don't. In med school, I would have, like, especially if it was my last 2 years of med school. No, it would be fucking 8 months. 8 months. Taking off 8 fucking months. And not no, I can't fucking do. All right. Anyways, Greaser. Hold on. Greaser Gaming says, "What's the best way to support all of you?" It would be to support the Deprogram
Patreon.
Patreon itself, not to support us individually. Thank you. Derek says, questions for JT. Do you know anything about Bob Avakian and the Refcoms? I'm unsure whether to join their organization or CPUSA. I mean, you can answer,
familiar.
JT.
It sounds super familiar.
Yeah,
What?
Bob Avakian is a quasi cult leader after, like, he took the full Maoist pill and became a quasi cult leader afterwards. He is, I think he's dead now, isn't he?
I don't know. Join CPUSA if you're going to do something. Why is this volume not going? I've got it down to 5%. Is it quieter for you guys? The alerts?
Let the people answer.
Yeah.
They'll be fine.
Yeah.
Jesus.
A severely caffeinated radicalized Prussian. Do your research about the I don't know, because what I remember is Bob Avakian is now dead and the organization is different, but do take a look into it. Again, I'm not American, I can't comment. A severely caffeinated radicalized Prussian says, "How to read more books, please." Read in your, like, the little pauses of life on your if you have a commute to work and you use public transportation, stuff like that. Yeah, that's the best way. Read like 5-10 pages at a time.
If you
I
can
think
read, you can read a book.
Exactly. Yeah. I think people are asking me a lot about Tunisia because of what's going on right now. A lot of like a lot of arrests being made. We'll leave that for a first thought thing, I think. So we can actually, because then it's gonna be a big conversation here. I'm maybe ahead. I don't have the energy right now. Imagine Pineapple says, "Please do a tier list of socialist countries." That's a good idea. That's a vibe.
That's a vibe.
Eros Vianas, excuse me. Fuck. Kissinger is alive because he has every soul of every person he killed, directly and indirectly. Also, do you know Brazilian communists such as Mariela or Luiz Carlos Prestes? Love from Brazil. Many hugs and light pecks from us to Brazil. Kissinger is a piece of shit. As for Brazilian communists, we know a few of them, but those two that you mentioned, I am not familiar with. I'm sorry to say. Let's see. Recommend some stuff if it's something interesting. Trifecta Art says, Hakeem, are you actually making a cookbook? I would buy. I'll take your advice, draw. The cookbook thing is a big, what's it called? It's a dream of mine of sorts, and it's also a goal for us on the for the Deprogram. So once we reach a certain level of support, we're gonna make it make it an actual dedicated effort. With, we thought of mixing like theory and some stories from our day-to-day lives, and as well as like the actual cooking, like recipes. It would be a fantastic thing. So go support us if you want to see that become a thing. Deprogram. Greaser Gaming, yes, Deprogram is the better thing to support. Thank you. Quinn says, how has it been switching to news content, and do you have any podcast plan focused on Indigenous issues or settler colonialism? Both Indigenous issues and settler colonialism are very interesting topics, but we want dedicated guests too. I've reached out to maybe 3 people who would have been good guests, but I've never gotten a response. Yeah, if you guys know anybody, then like let them know that we're here and we're interested, and we'll be sure to set something up. As for switching to news content, I don't know, boys. Has it been a big difference for you guys? I love it personally.
It's fun. The quick turnaround is kind of challenging. Like we all have a lot of extra work on our plates now, but it's something that people have wanted, and it's something that we've wanted to provide for a while. Because people are like, where can I don't want to watch CNN or Fox or whatever and hear all this garbage. I want to just get a quick rundown of the news from a source that I know has, shares my ideology. And that's why we call it biased news, because we're, not trying to hide. We're not trying to pull the wool over anyone's eyes and sneak our ideology in there. It's not all that different from what we normally do. We all gather information daily for our own content. So what we're doing is just kind of a much quicker, more intense version of that, where we really have to boil it down to the core components. And it's something that, it's trial and error. It's a learning process, but we're having fun with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great way to grow this little thing of ours, but
Mm.
no, genuinely into other spheres, and news just felt like the natural place from
Mm.
which to start.
Yeah.
Yes, it's oversaturated, etc., etc., but as oversaturated as it is, genuinely something like this almost does not exist. It exists
Yeah.
in other forms. Sure,
Or
there
other
are
languages.
example,
Yeah.
democracy now does great work, etc., etc. Other people from other countries do great work, but it's usually, I guess, not as openly biased as we say we are,
Mm.
or it's too long. We
Yeah.
really wanted fucking bite sized. We know how
Hmm.
Yeah.
busy you are,
And how
so
busy we are as well.
Yeah.
It's
yeah, yeah.
difficult to. So, yeah. But the more you support us, also
No,
on the
I,
first on the
yeah, but
first thought front. Hmm?
no,
Go on, Habibi.
arguably making it longer format is easier. Like you
Yeah.
just drop
That is
shit.
a point. That is a point. Yeah.
Shortening it and making it bite sized, that's even more difficult. But
Yeah.
it might not save us time; it saves
Mm.
the
The
listeners
people,
time.
listeners' time.
That's the
Yeah.
bit. And if they want longer format, like left wing reporting, there's like 100
Send
channels
news.
out there. Let's be honest, fucking doing it, right?
Mm.
So
Send
we're not.
news. There's send news.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, well, of
I
course,
mean, you know.
Gazelle. Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Uh, yeah. Sorry for interrupting you. Please
No,
go
no, it's perfectly fine. But no, I think it's also develops a certain competence in other spheres that most of us don't have experience with, aside from JT, previously. But yeah, no, it's a lot of fun. That's the biggest thing right now. We're having a great time with it, and the more you support us, the more we'll be able to expand. We have lots of ideas
Hmm.
for it. The limiting factor right now isn't really time. Excuse me, the limiting factor right now is time for it. It's not like funding or something. But funding solves time issues,
Yeah.
right? Because then we can outsource, for example, the editing. Right now, JT does all the editing, and how he manages to do it in the fucking 3 hours we give him to put it out, I don't know. He's a miracle worker, really.
I've sold a
But
portion
yeah,
of my soul. It's an insignificant portion,
yeah,
but there is a small
yeah.
void inside me
Oh
now.
my god,
ahead.
Habibi.
Zero divided by three is still zero.
Yeah.
You divided it.
Oh my
Yes, I'm
god.
calling you a soulless prick, but yeah.
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 Yeah. Yeah.
Vasconium says had to vote all over the electoral had to vote sorry all over the
Woo!
electoral table today, and the only leftist choices were suck Dems or transphobes. Feels bad, man.
Rip.
Yeah, what can you say? What miscellaneous European country are you from?
Yeah,
uh,
exactly.
Iroker says, what do you what do you think, guys? Me and some. Oh, I'm sorry. You wrote this a bit strangely. My bad. What do you guys think? Me and some same-age friends are planning to spend our pensions emigrating to Cuba once Cuba enters the BRICS
Mm,
SWIFT equivalent, uh, and we reach retirement age. Um, I mean, sure.
they,
Life will be very different, I think, by then.
but
But yeah,
also you're
GT.
gonna have a hard time because Cuba does
Mm,
not really allow that unless you have family there or you
mm,
marry into Cuban
mm,
society. Like if you're just
yeah.
a U.S. citizen, you're not going to be able to buy land and live there, as far as I know,
Mm,
unless that's changed
mm.
within the last year or so. Um,
Or maybe it might change down the line. Who
yeah,
knows?
that could be the case. Yeah.
Um, yeah. Chairman Bruss says you touched on this topic slightly in your episode about Afghanistan, but do you think that the Maoists in Afghanistan were at all correct in their fight? No, no, absolutely not. The Maoists were right in a lot of places, but having two like Marxist guerrilla columns or something, and one of them is supported by the Soviet Union, one of them is supported by China, and sometimes they fight against each other. This is so stupid. This happened all over Africa. Very stupid. In Afghanistan, it was even worse. Whether you subscribe to the social imperialist theory or not, I'm not going to enter into this discussion because it's way too long. But objectively, what the Afghanis were trying to do, it wasn't better because it was still so badly introduced and it was kind of like top down. There were many mistakes done, but things could have been learned from that experience and then it could have been corrected, right? Like, to give an example, if the Soviet Union, including, I mean, like with Gorbachev revisionism, like if it somehow managed to endure to this day, it still is better. It would have been better than having the current Russia, right?
Yeah.
Because that system can be at least corrected. I mean, the discussion gets way deeper, but the only way you're gonna stop Russia, modern day Russia, from being capitalist is through revolution. They're not just gonna flip. Um, so yeah, yeah, it's just that's kind of the general trend of the idea. If people are still complaining about the sound effects, can you let us know? Is it better now?
I've
I
just
don't know if
turned them
JT's
off.
done.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. Greaser Gaming says, yes, deprogram, baby. Thank you.
Yeah,
Rodrigo
fucking
and
legends.
yeah, we very much appreciate it. Thank you. But yeah, Rodrigo Antunes says, "Yo, JT, thoughts on what's been happening in Minnesota? Is socialism with Great Lakes characteristics the answer?"
That sounds amazing. I'm not sure what's been happening in Minnesota. I haven't kept up with that. Electoral stuff, I assume. Yeah, drop in the chat. Hakeem, what was the username who asked that?
Oh fuck! Hold on, we'll scroll. Rodrigo Antunes.
Rodrigo. Okay, I'll be looking for your clarification there because I haven't. I'm interested to hear what's going on.
Brendan Justin says, "Hello. In your 25th episode, Luno, she mentioned that she was working on a book. Yet on the episode, it just says incoming. Does anyone know when it will come out? How can I
It's
get it?
out.
It is out now.
I've got
it's
it.
out now. We need to update the link. There's also a PDF that you can get for very cheap. I think you can also get a version of it for free. I don't quote me on that though. But yeah, I have not gotten my copy yet. But I'm really looking forward to it. Rule Zero. Thank you very much. He says deprogram tabletop campaign when. Also,
Ooh.
who is DM and what tabletop system? JT, I think would be
Yeah, I
the
think,
dungeon
yeah.
master.
Yeah,
What tabletop? I don't know. Don't ask me. I've never done
Yeah.
I've never played a tabletop game.
Hakeem's too busy having sex. Yeah.
Exactly.
I've
Exactly right.
I've never
With you.
Lamau.
Exactly.
I've never played a game of D&D. Like I've never DM'd one. I have never played in a campaign. It sounds like so much fun. I've got some of the rule books and stuff, and I'm interested. I've just never done it, so I could wing it, I guess.
Oh my god. All right. We need 1,000 people so Hakeem and Gopnik sing their duet. People still remember this?
Oh,
Oh,
man,
my god,
wow.
yeah.
Oh, and
Yeah.
I see like 870 of you fucks in here, but only 391 likes. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
It's the
Fix
guys,
that.
it's
Push
Fix
the
that.
the
it's
Fix
button.
that.
Push the
yeah.
button.
I keep telling you, it's the Joe Biden like opiate meter, all right? The more you press it, the more, and eventually he'll overdose. Soviet Bot says, thoughts on American Party of Labor. JT, this is your domain.
American Party of Labor. Never heard of them. Never heard of them.
Perfect.
Sorry.
Rockstars Colas says Joe Biden dies. Hey, exactly right. Joe Biden dies at the end of the new Zelda game. He gets slashed across the chest by Ganon, and his last words are, "Fellas, it's Joe over." My God. Do you know what I saw today?
Huh.
I saw a. I don't know if you know. There's an Arab singer named Shireen, and there was a Trump AI version of him singing. Hold on, I'm gonna fucking. Do you know? I'm gonna do the most boomer thing. I'm gonna fucking bring it up on my phone, and I'm gonna play it to the fucking mic.
I could play it through my Okay, whatever. Do it your way.
Hold on. Oh, I'm gonna do it my way because it's even better.
Yeah.
You have
There's
to
a
be a
Trump
boomer about
robot that
this.
sings some shit.
Yeah. Hold on.
Let's hear it.
Where was someone gave a clarification while you're finding it? Someone gave clarification on.
I got it.
Okay, go ahead. I don't hear anything at all.
Yeah,
You
I
can't?
hear it.
Drop a text link in the chat.
Okay, I'll send it. I'll fucking send it. Goddamn.
Sir Tick says in Minnesota they've passed paid family leave, paid sick, paid safe and sick time, free lunch for all public K through 12 schools, and legalized weed. Wow, good for them. Nice.
Hey. Hold on. I'm still looking.
Do your thing.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, I do like all
Somebody
of
else-
the what's it called, the text to speech things where they've got Trump and Obama and Joe Biden playing
fucking
Minecraft
love
and stuff.
that.
Those are amazing.
Yeah. Hold on. Here it is.
Oh, okay, you found. Okay. Go.
I found it. I'll send it to. Here you go, JT.
Thank you.
Play this. Bring it up. I fucking lost it. I love. This was. Yeah.
Let's see. This is gonna be the first time we've attempted. All right, hold on. Forgive my streaming incompetence, people.
As he sets up, Christopher Helen says, "How do you respond to a claim that there was greater wealth inequality in social Slovakia than after socialism?" I've never heard this claim, and I've been in the sphere for a long time. So, yeah. It's a physical. It's an impossibility. One of the people who's running for president or prime. I don't remember. One of the major politicians in the Czech Republic was a Slovak guy who basically owned like all the agriculture, had a monopoly of the agriculture business in all of like Czech and Slovakia. That's not increased inequality. Nah, I don't believe it. I'd have to see some numbers on the claim. Azur0x says, "Hey guys, thank you for your work. You inspired me to start volunteering at a soup kitchen. Very nice,
Hey,
very
nice.
proud of you. Excellent work. And I'm in talks with my local socialist workers party to teach programming classes, which is the only thing I'm good for. Hey, you're more than good for just that,
Yeah.
please. But this is very, very nice to hear. I'm very glad to hear it. Best of luck to you. I hope you also make some good connections, make some friends and whatnot. During the volunteering, genuinely is such a the kind of solidarity that you build and the friendships that you make and connections you make are unrivaled. Really, it's the only way I can describe it is imagine you have a job you hate and you're with somebody who also hates that job as much and you kind of bond over how much you hate the job, but in a positive sense. That's what volunteering is like.
All right, I've got the darn thing up.
Okay.
Let's see if this comes
Okay.
through the speakers here.
Unironically slaps. It's so weird that it works. It, like you can tell.
Yeah. That's amazing.
I like it. I'd put that outside of my shop.
Yeah. Anyways, but yeah, beautiful. Anyways, Michael Romero, hey again. He says about Cuba, the second season blowback is certainly great.
Yep.
OTOH guys, what would be your
On the other
criteria
hand.
to tell if sorry, thank you. What would be your criteria to tell if a country right now is socialist? I really don't like this question.
AES discourse. AES discourse.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a good question that you asked it, but I'll just give. I think we all have the same opinion here. Just socialism is a button you press. It's not a switch.
Yeah.
Socialism is a process. It's a construction. It's not a state of affairs to be established, right? It's something that occurs through many transitional stages. Sometimes you may need to take one step back to take two steps forward, or 3 steps or 10 steps forward, right? So it's an incredibly complex process. But generally, I would say if there is a dedicated political party that has political power and has a dedicated or explicit goal of reaching socialism eventually, as well as a majority ownership of industry in state hands, at least strategic industry in state hands, a restriction of markets in general, amongst other social policies that are related. This is a indication that there is some it is genuine their inclination towards socialism, right? But it gets even more complex than this, and the conversation would go too deep. But generally, for anybody to claim, especially in people who are not in a socialist country, if you're sitting in like Ireland or the US or something, and you point fingers and say, "Oh, Vietnam isn't socialist," yeah, but the Vietnamese communists have actually conquered state power. I think only when you in your own country do the same, then can you point fingers and say this place is socialist and this place isn't. Because you don't know the difficulties that come with that territory, and the sheer yani, I wouldn't want to be in that place. I wouldn't want to be, like Vietnam now compared with or China now or Cuba now versus many decades ago, right? Like right after the revolution, 1961, 1962, and the things, the decisions that leadership and the Cuban people as a result would have had to take is a impressive amount of stress as well as will that's required to go through these, yeah. Conquer state power. Before asking what country is socialist, it's a better idea to work towards establishing socialism in your own country, which most likely isn't. Let's see. Every Week Meme says, I love your videos and I hope they'll have some impact in the future. I accidentally made my whole friend group a bunch of commies. Yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
Excellent work. Thank you very much. Caleb Ashby says, would you guys consider having FD signifier on the
Yes.
talk about Cop City?
Yeah, we've got that
yeah.
on the list for people to reach out to. Yep.
Yep.
Lamau, somebody
JT
said, buy
is already reaching out, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love how... No, please. Sorry. Go on.
No, it's okay. Somebody said, buys the Communist Cookbook, all blank pages. Lamau, haha. Communism, no food, ha ha ha.
That's funny.
Greaser Gaming
That was
says,
actually kind of funny.
Yeah, I like
that. Was
that.
actually
no, it
kind
was
of
funny. Yeah. Greaser Gaming says, I apologize for the spam. I love First Thought. Please keep it coming. We love you. Thank you very much.
No, apologies for keep spamming, bro, because you're sending me money, man. Fuck yeah.
Oh my god. Mantis
You're
himself
simply
says,
dishonest.
Question for you, Gopnik and Hakim. Sorry, JT. Did you read the theory in your own language first or in English? In English for me personally. If you read it in your own language first, do you reread it in English later as you'll sound so professional and proper like? Thank you very much. I read it in English because the translations and quality of translation of Marxist literature in Arabic goes from dodgy to acceptable. It's not very good. And what the biggest issue is that there's no standardization of terminology like there is in English or in Russian, for example, or Chinese or even Spanish for fuck's sake. Two different authors will be talking about the same thing, but certain terms that they use will be translated differently in Arabic depending on who's doing the translating, which is very disappointing. But yeah, how about you, Gopnik?
Funny enough, my first communist literature, which was the Communist Manifesto, obviously, I bought from Amazon in the United States.
Yeah.
Literally, while already being in the United States. So my whole experience of reading things further on, especially from I was privileged enough to have an incredible university library, which did have Marxist works and Marxist adjacent, and it was all in English, obviously. So I read it all in English. But recently, I wanna like I'm building out an office in the flat I got, and I got proper, extremely well made, old school, like antique Marxian and Leninist books. So that it looks cool or whatever the fuck. It's not all 100 different colors. From the country where I'm at, where back when it was socialist or at least attempting to be, it was written back then, etc., etc. So why am I talking about this right now? Is because obviously I got them, but for the more of the vibe and shit, and
You got
I've
Nick. Move
read
closer
all
to your
of them
microphone.
seriously. Yeah, sorry. Uh, so now I try to read them and shit, like instead of rereading some stuff in English, and it's fucking impossible for me. It's completely different. Like it's not the message is completely the same, and the arguments completely the same, and translation is very good, but the terminology that I am used to. Uh, in its translated form doesn't click for me. So I'm literally just confusing myself because I'm starting to make connections between, starting to break connections that I've previously established while reading in English. So I stopped because I was like, okay, this is not only not productive, this is literally making me forget shit. Because the brain is funny how it works from a linguistical perspective. Some particular thought patterns can literally overtake others, and then you end up being confused. So yeah, only in English. But I guess my suggestion is whatever language you start in, kind of stick to it, because otherwise it can get a bit too messy.
Yeah. Exactly right. Now all of us can be Lenin translating fucking German to Russian and then getting an Irishman to teach you English. All right. Comrade Seb says, y'all should have Black Red Guard on. Maybe. We'll see. Zach says, last time I said I ran 6K, 3.7 miles, but now I can run 7K, 4.4 miles. I'm trying to run 8K, 5 miles. Just want the update. Thank you very much for the update. Best of luck in reaching 8K. Of course, hydrate appropriately and do your stretches and all that. You probably know this better than I do. Good
Can't
news,
run a mile, let alone 6. Jesus Christ. But
no, fuck that. Oh my god.
Fuck running. Seriously,
yeah.
fuck running. By the way, Hakeem, how was your okay? Maybe I can't say that.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Your certain people that you are related to traveled in a certain part of the world.
I see. Yes.
Can we talk about that?
Certain people. Yeah. Sure. I guess.
Or
Loosely.
no, if you don't want to, no.
We'll say the general area. My parents, for whatever reason, happened to be exactly where Yugopnik was by sheer. It's just so you know something about my parents. They kind of.
Sorry, I'm interrupting you because I'm deeply offended that you did not tell me on time. So I properly picked them up from the airport. I could chauffeur them around, pay for all of their fucking food for their stay. They can sleep in my fucking house. Why didn't you fucking tell me?
Do you know why? The reason I didn't tell you is because the one day before they got there is when I found out myself. My parents, they basically they move in and out of existence. It seems like one day they're here, one day they're on the other side of the fucking earth. I don't know what's up. I don't know if it's just old people and they're like, you know what, like we're retired now, so we may as well. I don't know. But basically, yeah, they wrote to me, and my mom sent me a photo of a certain Balkan city, a very beautiful Balkan city that I would love to visit. And then another Balkan city, which is around Yugoslavia parts. And she was telling me about how much she loved it and all that. She was telling me about how they're like, oh, what the West says about here is bullshit. She went on a little political tirade. It was
That's
very cute.
why.
Yeah.
Oh my God, bravo.
But yeah, it was very. She loved it. She loved the food. She loved the the boulevards and walking around. She loved the history. Very nice. And they had apparently, yeah, apparently they had something they actually needed to get done there. I don't know, dude. My parents are somehow more secretive. Yeah. Oh Lord. But anyways, yeah. So I just wanted to share. They had a fantastic time, and I'm sure that they would have loved to see you if they told me in fucking time, but they never do.
Lovely, lovely. No,
Habibi.
actually, even better because I would have only embarrassed you. They would be like, "What is my son Hakim doing, being associated with this absolute degenerate?"
No, 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 no. They love,
Uh,
the
God
entire
bless.
family loves you.
Glad they have
Habibi. Good news, everyone says. Saw a job listing for an elementary school TA, I don't know,
Teacher's
USA.
assistant.
Oh, thank you. That was insistent that applicants must believe in and support the OG version of the Constitution.
Yeah.
Thoughts? What the what the fuck?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
It's
The original version of the Constitution?
like literalist stuff,
slaves
like
and
just
shit?
very.
Oh, like no amendments is
Yeah.
what they mean.
Yeah, it's
What the fuck?
there's a lot of weird indoctrination stuff with the school
Is that
system
legal?
here. Probably not. There's like you've got people here like out and out Nazis doing homeschool programs with like 8,000 students. So we've got some problems with the education system here.
Yeah, well, like extremely cursed shit. I don't know if you've seen it, like an instructional book that somebody wrote and made as a PDF online. How to like homeschool your kid in the idea through the lens of National Socialism. Like
What the fuck?
literally like step by step how to explain this part of history, how to explain that part of history,
Okay.
how to talk about these or that cultural thing, etc., etc. Which
I see,
you know.
I see.
We could steal that,
Calipers.
you know, that
Yeah,
idea,
calipers.
just switch it to commie, but yeah, a bit taboo.
Yeah. Oh Lord, ridiculous.
Your the child is not a proletarian; it should not be introduced 8 years before it actually works on the field.
My God.
Actually, a decent argument, I would argue, but then again,
Likewise,
whatever.
likewise. That's why I like. That's why I love every. Like from Cuba to China. One of the first thing they would make university students and intelligentsia do is they'd send them to the fucking fields. Go and by the way, again, not to there is not like gardening and by extension just general agriculture. There's nothing more rewarding in feeling like because you get a good workout doing it and you're actually contributing something to your nation. You're giving back in a very material way. And also, if you spend the couple of months that it takes to be there, you could probably taste the fruits of your labor afterwards, and you can have like pickled vegetables and shit. It's fantastic. It's such a beautiful. I think every single university program, no matter what you study, should have a labor component to it. Likewise, like in the Soviet Union, what they used to do is factories would have would give university classes as well, so people could go and they're working as a welder or something, but they can also study engineering or some shit if they wanted to, or other stuff, art. It's a beautiful thing, and it's completely unsurprising that this wouldn't be happening here. Yeah, Balar01 says touching grass. Literally, yeah, touching grass is an important part of our proletarian project. Hams says, hello from a fellow Muslim socialist. Hey. From London. He says, questions for JT. Have you ever played War Thunder? And if you have, would you play it live?
I've never played War Thunder. I have a friend who likes all those sort of games. It's one of those free-to-play things, right, with the planes. That's never really interested me. I don't play video games all that much. Like, in the last 6 months, all I've played is Smash and now Zelda. And that's it. Every once in a while, I'll do some indie games. Like I really enjoyed Hades. I know there's a new Hades coming out, so I'll probably get and play that. But yeah, I haven't played any other video games recently.
Oh, very nice. A severely caffeinated radicalized Prussian says, just took the fattest hit from a joint while listening to Banker and Boss, which is apparently the English version of Red Army is the strongest. Well, you know what? Stay on cloud 9, have a good time. Don't get too high, I guess. Quote the weekend. All right.
Don't tell me you listen to The Weeknd.
Occasion. Look,
The
Weeknd.
Oh my god!
No, that's not fair. Blinding Lights is good.
Blinding Lights is fantastic, but I'm a trilogy guy. I like
It's
trilogy.
all vibe weird. I don't like his
Hmm?
vibe. I don't know. He's fucking creeping me the fuck out, that dude.
Yeah, the vibe is a bit creepy, but I don't know, like late at night if it's raining and you have the windows down and you're speeding on the highway.
Yeah.
Have you noticed that most of our music is just speeding on the highway?
That song is
Yeah, that's
literally
like-
about drunk driving. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love it. Hey. All right. Vita Eve says, just took an English composition, I guess, class taught by a former Steven Crowder writer. Y'all helped remedy the brain damage I got from pandering for an A.
Hey.
Hey, you know what? I really like your profile picture, and yeah,
glad to be
I'm
of
sorry.
service.
Yeah, I'm sorry. That's all I can say. Uno says, "Hey, just want to recommend the compilation of Comrade Patrick Stewart as Lennon. Not bad. I literally watched
Yeah.
that. I watched that the other day. It was very, very good.
I love Patrick
it's
Stewart.
a shame that, yeah, it's a shame they didn't do more. It's only like an hour and some, sadly. What are your thoughts on Vladimir Lenin? Oh, he's okay, I guess.
Never heard of him.
Yeah. Triple Nine says, not gonna lie, you three are some of the only leftist YouTubers I find engaging.
Aw.
Thank you very much. You're very sweet. Hakeem, would you ever do a video on Saddam Hussein and Baathism? Would I? I would like to. I've wanted to, but it would be such a big project. And I would have to get. I would have to personally translate a lot of stuff, and it's just so much effort. So maybe.
But I have to ask the real question. So Saddam Hussein,
Mhm.
from 1 to 10, what do you give him?
1 to 10 in looks, 1 to 10 as a leader, 1 to 10 and what exactly 1 to
You
10
don't.
are we?
You don't
1
even
to
have to
10
tell
in
us.
1 to 10 in
Okay.
looks, 1 to 10 in drip, and 1 to 10 as a leader.
1 to 10 in drip, it's a fucking 11. He had impeccable
11.
drip.
That's fucking
Yeah,
guy.
he's like
fucking
Tito. He was like Tito
Yeah,
with the drip. In looks, I would say a 7, 8. I think he was a
Handsome guy.
tall guy,
He's
good
good.
looking dude,
I'm
solid
good.
mustache. Leader,
good.
a 5. Like it's not. He's an incredibly complex figure, and he did a lot of bad for Iraq, but he also did some good for Iraq, and it's like one of those, the best way to compare him to is to compare him to like left wing leaders in several African countries, the short lived Africa. It's like that kind of vibe where there was a particular post colonial like independence role that he played there, but also there was a lot of other issues that followed. Um, but safe to say that Iraq is objectively a worse country now, when compared to the Ba'ath regime for many reasons.
And
But I
how
mean,
would you
yeah,
know? Oh wait, yeah, you live there. Shit. Okay.
kill them out. But yeah, but no, it's an incredibly complex issue, and depending on who you ask in Iraq, you're gonna get very different perspectives, and incredibly politically charged. Yeah, so there's a lot of reading that you have to do before you can form. I think you have the right to form a coherent opinion on it. But maybe I would recommend some books and make something someday. Let's see. Matt Strites sent $10. Thank you very much. And Keith Clip said, "Hey guys, just started listening to your podcast. Do you have any book recommendations about the history of socialist countries
boy.
that don't have an anti-communist spin to them? Ask for specific. Habibi, DM me.
Hakeem has so many recommendations for every possible category.
Red ass.
Yeah, I'm gonna be here all day. So DM me about the specific books that you would like, or the specific countries that you'd like covered, and I'll help you out. So just DM me on Discord. Let's see. Oh my God, hold on, I gotta fucking scroll all the way up. All the way up.
Keep
What's the
scrolling.
song?
Avery
Studio,
asks
right?
who my
The
Smash main is. It's Donkey Kong. DK is my boy.
Mhm. DK.
You're not playing
Donkey.
the game? Like, I just checked out the stream.
Mm.
You didn't succeed, my love.
Huh?
You didn't
You didn't
succeed in doing
The
the.
Switch thing? Nah, I couldn't
Candle?
figure it out.
Yeah.
I'll figure it out at
Alright.
some point. Right now we're just
Somebody will
on
help
the
us out.
chat thing.
Recon Diet says, "Have any of you read The Capital Order by Clara Mattei?" No, but it's on my. It's what's it called? It's on my reading list. I've been recently recommended to. I checked out the blurb and I was like, "Oh, this sounds cool." I'm not finished, but it's an absolute banger from what I've read. Solidarity from the American Midwest. Thank you very much for the recommendation. I believe Clara Mattei, she did a like an interview about the book with Richard Wolff. I think, if I'm remembering right. But yeah, let's see. Kisu Z says, "What would be the Marxian perspective on organized crimes, cartels, mafias, all that? Any books recommendations? Dedicated episode? A dedicated episode would be a vibe, actually. General TLDR, I guess, about Marxian perspective. Many organized crime syndicates and whatnot originally began to fulfill some local, like especially like mafia back in the day. It took the form of some sort of centralized and organizational power, and then afterwards just kind of degenerated into what it became subsequently. This is a failing of proper state-directed development, right? Cartels wouldn't exist if the areas that they operate in had proper schools and educations and road and infrastructure and all that, right? Likewise with any sort of organized crime. Organized crime feeds almost entirely off of what's it called? Underdevelopment, because the people at the very bottom that carry out organized crime, like the mules and whatnot, these people are usually from that background, right? Now there's a different kind of organized crime, which is the very top echelons, but that's a different discussion entirely.
Let me check.
Yes,
I may
and
have. I may have. Sorry, go ahead. You guys keep talking. I may have fixed the switch thing. I'm just gonna mess around with it. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
most of the industries in which organized crime operates, be it like narcotics or human sex trafficking or weapons manufacturing and sales, etc., are almost always industries which states intentionally proceed to not address through proper reform, because this sort of let's call it gray economy, even though this is like black economy, is useful for the free market to exist as kind of a sideline for unlaundered cash to move through. And certain governments and certain economies quite literally are run by mostly drug money. So they are in no way incentivized to destroy structures such as this, or to actually try to do something about the industries in which those organized crime groups exist. Basically, what I'm saying is, you would not have drug dealers if the question of what should we do with drugs wasn't just answered in such an imbecilic way, which is, we arrest dudes for having 3 joints and shit.
Yeah, exactly right. Beautifully said, as always. Average Grizz says, apology if it's been brought up before. Is there any possibility of the True Anon folks coming on over?
I would fucking kill a baby for that.
That would be cool.
I would stab and eat a baby. But I don't know. I don't think they really do other shows. But either of those motherfuckers, I would love to have on.
How do I get out of here?
Subjective. I don't know about you 2 other guys. Maybe you hate them.
Dear watchers, I'm
listened
trying
to the
to. Oh heck, I'm trying to get out of here so I don't show any spoilers. So bear with me for a second while I.
All right.
Yeah, go ahead.
Richard Kofober, sorry, sent $5. Thank you very much for the support. Somebody says, can I thank Hakeem for introducing me to Bamboo? You're very welcome. Anybody who hasn't listened to Bamboo yet, go listen to Bamboo. His music slaps, boy. I wanted to get him on actually on the podcast if we could, but I emailed and I never got a response. So if anybody knows how to, then do let us know. It would be very interesting to speak about it, because especially he's worked in the like, not de-radicalizing, that's not the right word, but taking people out of gangs and whatnot, because he used to be in that. He also served in the U.S. military, went through like he's such an interesting life, and he has a lot of perspectives that would be interesting to kind of delve into. We'd love to have him on, genuinely. Jake YT says, comrades, do any of you enjoy playing chess? Yes, I do. I love chess. I'm not very good at it, but I do find it fun. Let's see. Iroker says, do you have some statistics about the nationalities of people watching the Deprogram? Yeah, we do somewhere. I think the vast majority, excuse me, a good chunk are American, but it's like 40% or something, right?
Yeah,
pretty much.
Something like that. It's lower than I would have guessed.
Exactly. It's our biggest demographic, but it's not the like 40%. I would have thought it would be like 80 or 90. But now we have like, after that, it's like 20%, 10%, and then like lots of 5, 4, 3, 5% of like the entire world. It's very interesting. I really like that. Yeah.
Me too. I mean, the whole point of an international podcast, I mean, probably resonates with non-Yanks as well, because obviously we don't only have an American perspective here. So, because I remember from back when I was looking for shit to listen to or watch, the main thing that would throw me off is just, unabashed, extremely cocky. Sorry, JT.
Yeah.
Like American opinions about, things and places that they've never even seen on a map, let alone actually read about, or God forbid visited. Jesus, satanic word visit. But yeah, that's how I explain it to myself.
No. GL Alvarado sent $20. Thank you very much. He says, just finished the Che Guevara book. Can't believe it took me this long. I'm so in love with this man. Likewise, listening to a Mao book, but it's clearly written from a hated liberal perspective. Liberal brain disease is alive and well. Sadly, all too alive and well. Typical 82 says, "Can you please have JT explain why a ZJ is and what a ZJ is and why it's $15? What is a ZJ?"
It's from a movie. I don't remember what movie it is. It's some guy was saying something along the lines of HJ $10, BJ $12, and a ZJ is $15. And some other dude's like, "What's a ZJ?" And the guy's like, "If you have to ask, you can't afford it." Something like that.
Oh my God. All right, I see. All right, Lamar. Let's see. Oh my God, it keeps fucking. I don't know why the chat just immediately jumps down. Hold on, I'm getting back to it. Here I am. Okay. A severely caffeinated radicalized Russian, thank you. He says, Xi Jinping or Kim Jong-un on the podcast when? Honestly, unironically, if we could get them on, we would.
The G
It
program.
would be.
The G
I
program.
would. Yeah, I would unironically fly. I would find a way of getting to China just to interview Xi Jinping if we got the okay.
Yeah.
If we got the yes, yeah, we'll do it. Right. Likewise with the Kim Jong Un, but it's not. Maybe. You know what? Never say never. Who knows?
Yeah.
Give G bucks. Give G bucks. Give G bucks. Big chilling.
What's up, Beijing? Harley Harding. I asked on Discord, but MGS remake. I'm still in a state of bliss after showcase. Yes, fuck yes, let's go. Oh my God, I am. Yeah, this is like the third time somebody has asked me about it. Yeah, I'm beyond fucking excited. We do you know what we should do? We should do an MGS3 playthrough.
Yeah.
Stream.
Let's do it.
We should do that. Let us know if that's something people would like. If you guys would like that, then we'll fucking do that. Well, do you know what we can do? Oh my God, we can do political commentary on the on the events that transpire and why yeah, we have a fantastic time.
Hakeem's
Oh, Jesus
back
Christ!
today.
Erdogan just said he won. Okay.
Erdogan won.
Yeah, Erdogan won. Yep.
Stuff happens. What can we do?
Yep. 52 versus 47%. Yeah.
52 versus 47.
Yeah,
close.
it's extremely close. That's
Yeah.
That's like what was the joke? That's Civil War percentages, bro.
Lamau. All right. Hey, you know what? Capitalist democracy, baby. Grant Grant Scarborough says, thoughts on superheroes through a leftist lens. Is it possible superhero stories can be told with left leanings, not just socially but economically? I'm sure,
Probably.
but I'm not the correct person to ask. Do either of you read like comics or relevant superhero material? I've never been into it personally.
Not my thing either, but it's kind of like I don't judge people who like are very into it, but they're hyper individualistically focused. So almost every superhero film basically says, through the sheer will of one person who is granted these particular powers in one or the other way, can change all of society or can constantly remove all the ills of society. So it's a very individualistic approach, which obviously socialists do not necessarily agree on. But then again, I can think of shit like you can have like a union of superheroes. Okay, I'm done. I'm not even gonna start trying to think about it. All I'm trying to say is that superhero stories are all like extremely linked to neoliberalism, in my opinion, because again they propose the idea that if only like one guy who really wanted to try to change society, it would happen, and he almost always ends up being a super rich guy who's trying to help said society. I don't know.
Somebody mentioned, where was it? Any book recommendations of socialism in Latin America? You can't begin reading about socialism in Latin America without reading Open Veins of Latin America. So go do that right now. It's like Triumph of Evil, but for Latin America. That's the way I can put it. At least it's a very, very good book. If I remember right, Chavez gave a copy to Obama when he met him. Obama, which is let's see.
Remember when everyone was hoping, the black dude's gonna solve shit, 'cause we don't know how it is that people are oppressed.
Exactly right.
TV
That's why.
the Americans will change now. Look, he will bring justice. No, bro. Hope, more like hope.
Yeah, dude, I remember when that election happened. And I remember all the fucking dumbass Republicans would be like, Barack Hussein Obama, not realizing that his first name, Barack, is technically is an Arab. It's Arab root for a name as well. But they're just so stupid that they don't know that. Okay, but all right, whatever. But they'd be like Hussein Obama. You know what? Yes. Somebody said, sorry, your name isn't showing. Love your work, love your podcast. Thoughts on socialism in India. Top 3 books you'd recommend. Add join button to YouTube because I can't access Patreon.
Oh yeah.
Make a documentary on France
Oh,
Afrique.
wow.
Face reveal when. Bad and banana Marxism today. When. Okay, many questions, my guy. Socialism in India. Somehow try to have less parties and more things going on. I'm joking. I'm joking. 3 books you would recommend. I have. There's like 40 books I've recommended in my various videos, so you can check those out. Join button. Yeah, we'll try it. I think there's some prerequisites for that. Make a documentary about that.
What was the
Maybe.
topic?
France Afrique.
Ah.
Face reveal when? Never. Maybe. Actually, no. When we do the what's it called?
Everyone there.
Yeah, may one day. Bad and banana Marxism today. Eventually. There you go. Oliver Tremblay says, French Canadian here. We trying to radicalize our friend just for laughing at your accent. All of you. Wait. Just for laughing at your accent, all of you say my name and Jeremy Laponte, my call me. All right.
Rapointe.
Okay, Jeremy Laponte. Lapointe?
Lapointe.
Lapon Ainti. There we go.
Lapointe. Jeremy Lapointe.
There we go. Okay. People are telling you to press Y, JT, but this is a little bit back in the.
Press Y.
Shems sends 1,000. Jordanian dinars, I think, is what that is. Thank you very much. Torches and Pitchforks says thoughts on Roger Waters from Pink Floyd. Personally, he's my favorite filthy rich socialist. I don't listen to Pink Floyd, so I wouldn't know. Maybe you guys do.
Me neither. There's a whole debacle about him dressing up as a Nazi at one of his shows while performing The Wall, which is like you just the barest amount of media literacy will show you like he's doing. People are just so dumb. It's like, oh, he's a Nazi. It's like, no, listen to the song.
Obarak Sanahoy says, I do not want to hear anything from you, Gopnik. Huh?
His name was Obarak, so I had to shout Hussein. Sorry.
He says, I do not want to hear anything from you, Gopnik, about me washing the dishes while listening to this. I'm playing Tears of the Kingdom and don't want any spoilers.
Yeah, I'm just running around in the overworld, trying not to do anything that looks important. So, yeah, close your eyes if you see anything that looks important.
But your beautiful supple lips, they look important to me.
Oh, shucks.
Tanky Turkey says Erdogan won the second round of the elections. We Turks love our oppressors like Italians. Lamau.
Yeah.
What else?
We sure do, man.
Del Plata says, do you believe that the U.S. could start using far-right groups to attack leftist groups illegally, as happened in Argentina, 70s, Brazil, and Colombia, as economic and social conditions?
They already do.
Of course they would, but their ability.
The right wingers in those South American countries how to attack left wing groups, my brother.
Yeah, exactly right. They don't have the ability to project power as much as they could, like 50 years ago or 60 years ago, the U.S. But those countries are plenty equipped to do the attacking themselves. They don't need American fingers to point. But if they could help, I'm sure they would. RV Brazdikis says, hey folks, have you ever thought of making a video game focused series of videos, obviously from the leftist perspective? Thank you for your work and have a great rest of your weekend. So polite, thank you. We've thought about it. I remember I messaged the guy at the time, but I don't know, it just kind of fell through the cracks.
Not really our specialty. Like, I haven't played enough video games to be able to speak on an educated level.
We'd get a guest of some kind. I think
we'll have a guest actually who's agreed on, who's very arguably also very popular podcaster and YouTuber, very communist, obviously, who's a big expert on video games.
Oh yeah.
Films, so
Sound off in the chat who you think it is.
Exactly right. Ham says, hey Hugo, what's your opinion on the recent Kosovo tension? Have you guys seen the recent clashes in Iran and Afghanistan? We already spoke about the last part, but the Kosovo tension.
Also the same like Iran and Afghanistan. Thankfully, nobody really died here. It's not I'm knowledgeable about, but it's directly a frozen conflict, which will go on forever. Hopefully, will not turn violent again. But both sides are basically using the self-determination argument to say why they deserve that particular piece of land, and a solution to that is borderline impossible because either of the sides kind of agreeing on some sort of you know, in between solution would render them politically dead in their own republics. So nobody really wants to solve the problem. The only time it's raised as a fervent big political discussion is when either the Serbian or Albanian side wants to score some political points. Nobody is working in the interests of either the Albanian proletariat or the Serbian proletariat, which is just tensions are increasing in order for them to divert attention towards obviously that instead of the incredibly destitute state in which the proletariats of both of those places are currently in. So yeah, that's
Mm.
pretty much classic national question. Oh no, I have this. No, you have this type of shit.
Mm.
Probably will never resolve
Very interesting.
unless if the
Um,
Americans to resolve it
Lamau.
because they won't ask us to resolve. Yeah.
YouTube account says,
Hmm.
just a silly name. Childhood is admiring Mingitsu. Adulthood is understanding that Saibare was right all along. I mean, like, I won't comment. But what's funny about that is I remember my dad, when he studied in the Soviet Union at the time, they used to have like in the program, like let's say you're studying the officer track for a particular engineering thing that you're studying. And you'd go and you attend all your classes, right? And one of the classes that you had was Marxism Leninism, and the Iraqi students were exempt because they weren't from a Marxist-Leninist state or a nominally socialist state, or like communist state. I mean, but the Somalis at the time were. So I remember him mentioning it's like they'd be done with their classes, and then the Somalis would have to go along with a bunch of other people to their Marxism Leninism classes, which is very interesting. It's a shame he didn't go. But yeah. Let's see. Andrew Murray again. Have you had any luck contacting Chen Weiwa? No, I
No.
haven't. Fucking please, somebody, please, if you know him somehow, we need to get him on. Del Plata says, I mean, U.S. attacking leftists. Sorry, you have anything to say?
No, hook us up. Yeah. Not
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, exactly right. Hook us up, please. I mean, U.S. attacking leftists inside the U.S. like death squads, learning on the colonial experience to work on internal repression. I mean, if push comes to shove, I guess. Let's hope not. Let's hope not.
And they already have
Um,
massive superstructures in place.
for the
Uh,
repression, yeah, they don't need that much. Yeah,
Oh,
somebody
jeez.
literally replied the police, Lamau. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, these little goblin dudes just one-shot me. I've got like 7 hearts. This game is much harder than the previous one.
Lamau, I love it.
and can't you like make shit in it, like machines? And,
Yeah, you can. I can go and mess around with some of that stuff.
which like shoot rockets or some shit.
I'm not that smart. Let's see.
JT, people are telling you to get good.
Yeah, that's good advice. What do I have here that could help? I've got time bombs. What if I put time bombs on this here cart? No.
Keith Clip said, "Hey Haki, I'm really dumb when it comes to Discord and don't know how to message you there. The main okay, he wants the book recommendations. All right, bear with me, everybody. Main countries' histories I'm curious about would be the USSR. I have a dedicated video titled How did the USSR work? Book recommendations. So check that out for that. For China, I would say like Fan Shen and these ones are good. Red Star over China by Edgar Snow is good.
There's a book by John Cena about it. It's very decent.
Really?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
What?
I'm half playing this game, half listening to you guys.
Yeah, of
Yeah,
course.
man,
Yeah.
there's a really good book by John Cena.
Okay, got it.
It's really
There's
good.
the basic economic system of China by Chang Hongpei, which is like a modern
it.
Chinese perspective on their economy. China's Socialist Economy by Xu Mukai, which is a 1980s book if I remember right, and it's a perspective on their economy at the time. Restore Over China, like I mentioned, by Edgar Snow. Fan Shen, like I mentioned, William Hinton for Revolutionary period. Marxism and Socialism with Chinese Characteristics by Jin Huiming, which is a modern political perspective on China. These are the books I would recommend on China, amongst others. Cuba, Democracy in Motion is the best book you can. Monthly Review recently published a book on the workers' councils in like the community council. Just write Cuba Monthly Review book. It's the most recent published book. I don't remember the title of it right now. DPRK, watch my DPRK video. I have several recommendations at the end of it. I think the video is titled "Why is the DPRK so weird?" or something like that.
Yeah.
Here you go. Those are my
Well done.
Those are my book recommendations.
JT also has a great video in the DPRK. I very strongly.
Hey, Lamau.
Exactly. But, Joe Monica Ponte sent 1.5. Thank you very much. I don't feel bad how many times I kill myself in this game anymore, says Gia.
Yeah, attempt number 3. Here we go. I've got a fan on the back of the cart. I'm gonna hit it. Hopefully that activates the bombs. Go, cart. Okay, it's off course. Great. Absolutely useless. All right, fine. Just gonna freeze this guy because he's scary. Boop.
Somebody's like, "Is this a podcast?" I mean, this is a live stream, my guy. But yeah, normally we have a podcast.
Please the Empire with $2. Chattanooga has a cult-owned deli. I live here. Hi. Hello, comrade.
Really?
We should get in on that like cult-owned kind of deal. Now we have a cult-owned news station.
Golly.
We can expand it into delis. I really like delis. You just go in, they can make you little.
Yeah, deli sandwiches smack. When you get the cheeses and the little, like the turkey ham.
Say, oh, that's the Arab side of the Italians that thought of this, not the European.
I mean, where's the lie? But
Yeah,
oh my god, I love it. Oh lord. To the chat. Are you enjoying JT's playing, or do you want to do want us to do something else? I personally am enjoying JT's playing,
I'm
but you just
terrible
let
at
me know.
this. All right.
That's okay. It's okay.
Try to make a.
Well, let's see what people say. Let's see what people say.
Make a
Oh my god, people are mean. They're like, learn to play, JT.
All right. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna make a war cart with my little horsey head here. Let's see.
What's it called? RV said, follow up. Hakeem, we actually DM'd each other about this. You're the guy. I knew it. I recognized you. So if you folks need an insider game developer perspective, feel free to ping. Gladly. I don't remember now if you wrote to me if we wrote to each other on Twitter or Discord. But write to me on either one again, and we'll try to set something up. Somebody's like Leftist Gaming L.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Can't do anything right.
Okay. Laser. Oh, God.
JT's getting owned.
I really am.
my
The thing,
God.
I never mess with these contraptions. I like them, but I'm too stupid. So let's see. Fan. Yeah, I don't have any rockets or anything. Fan. Battery.
People say we want Hakeem to play Silent Hill. I would very much love to play Silent Hill for you guys. I would speedrun Silent Hill 3 for you guys. It would be a banger every time. The difference is though, when I speedrun it, or like I don't speed, but like when because I played it so often, I know everything that happens. So I play for my own fun, which is to get from the beginning to the end as quick as I like.
I swear this.
Which will basically confuse people unless you already know. But yeah. Controversially, I think Silent Hill 3 is the best Silent Hill. But I know, don't fucking. I can already hear the complaining. Silent Hill 2 is very good as well. I just personally like Silent Hill 3 more. I think it's because it's the first Silent Hill I played.
Let's go.
Yeah.
This beam does nothing. Dang it.
Nanashi says, "Can we get an Elden Ring DLC stream in the future? I need to see JT get good."
You know, I'm better at Elden Ring than I am at this because Elden Ring does
Really?
not
Is it that
require
hard?
creativity. This requires you to be clever and stuff and build things. Elden Ring just requires you to have pattern recognition and stuff.
Lamau.
Yeah.
People are like, "There's a tree there, JT."
I know there's
JT,
a tree
I think
there.
there's a tree there. JT, there's a tree there, I think.
Okay. Let's see.
Tank PE is like, didn't you play a game in the Jordan Peterson video? Very good memory. No, I used just like some walkthrough footage or something because I didn't know what to put in the background. But yeah, I was playing it personally otherwise, but that wasn't my footage.
Somebody said, JT, you would get good if you just stopped having second thoughts.
Oh, haven't heard that one before.
Yes.
These guys are so fast. Go away.
Good news, everyone says. I grew up near there. Which deli?
I don't know. You guys figure it out. Like you and your culture.
Triangulate.
The Nuggets.
Oh my.
But we do love the Nook. We do love the the Noog. Okay, YouTube is probably thinking I'm saying something else.
Mm.
Um,
Oh man, I can't wait to go to the Noog. Honestly,
yeah.
Chattanooga does seem like
We're
a.
gonna
a
no. Okay, I'm not gonna do that.
You got it canceled,
man.
Ark. Let's see.
Exactly
Oh.
right. Thomas said, "Good, gotta sleep now. It's late over here. Good night, and long you off. Good night, Thomas. Everybody say good night,
Good
Thomas.
night. Mwah.
Thank you for
Sleep
joining
tight.
Good
us.
night, Thomas.
Mwah. Many a smooch. I hope you sleep well.
May you wake up tomorrow.
May you, and may I not. Stuff like that. All right. Soviet boss says thoughts on Arhanda Gandhi. Oh my God.
This is Gandhi. This is
it-
Gandhi.
no, it's the communist, the woman. She died a little while back. The Maoist, or she was the part of the Maoist Chinese Communist Party, the Chinese Indian Communist Party. Excuse me. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I believe Foreign Language Press has her Philosophical Trends book published, if I remember right. But I don't remember now. I'm sorry, I'm too tired. I'm done. No, I'm checking out. I'm sorry. Wait.
Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Stop running. Okay, let's see.
What kind of creatures do you fight in
These are-
Zelda? Like, and why are they bad? And why are you the good one?
I don't know.
Aren't you just massacring native populations?
I think so.
And you're a prince. No, yeah, you're saving Zelda. But that guy's Link, right? It's
Yeah,
Link.
this is
He's
Link.
fighting Yakubians. You
I love how like
Yakubian.
I know absolutely nothing about Zelda from playing Zelda because I've never played Zelda.
Yeah,
But I
neither.
feel like I know a lot about Zelda from like hentai.
Oh my
So
God.
much fuck. You don't even want to look at it, and it's just like, oh, right there. But so that's how I figured out, Princess Zelda is not Link because they were in different situations in the media that I've consumed.
Oh my God.
Which just
Habibi,
told me that they are different.
GT.
But yeah, like what's the story? What's the story? Why are you there?
You.
Before you answer, Andrew Murray has some actually good advice for you.
What's that?
Here he says a bit of advice, GT. Don't let the enemies kill you. It's easier when you don't die.
Oh, so that's what I've been doing wrong.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my God. All right, no, please do tell us. Tell us about the
Oh.
Zelda storyline.
I don't. Honestly, I don't know. I
Oh,
don't know.
based.
Zelda's a princess. You are her simp. You run around and you constantly have to find her. But yeah, I don't know how much I can reveal about this one without spoiling stuff. But yeah,
Super Mario, but you're not Italian.
yeah, exactly.
I see. Very nice. Does that make sense? Why is Mario specific, but nobody else is of any ethnic heritage? Is this like some weird post-apocalyptic where only Italians survived?
Yeah, I think so.
Just
Okay.
Japanese making games, man.
I know.
It's-
Why did they settle on Italy? Why didn't they be like, oh, Peru? Okay, anyways. DZ says, if the Soviet Union continued to present day, would it have gaming YouTubers and would Soviet esports defeat American esports? I'm sure there would be a Soviet-like esports scene, and it would be as fun as you can imagine it to be, honestly.
Yeah.
Actually, no, it might be like the Chinese one, which is huge. We just don't hear much about it. Who knows? Zach says someone killed a Hinox with Ultra Hand and recall using 2 rocks and a tree truck in a certain pattern. That is not English. This looks
Yeah.
like
See, this is what
looks
I'm
like the sort of-
talking about. That's
this
what I'm
is a
talking about.
sentence that a stroke patient would put out. That's what that is.
I'm not.
Sir, are
smart
you
enough.
okay, sir? Are you okay, sir? Someone
Oh.
killed the Xynox with Ultra Hand and recall. Using 2 rocks and a tree truck. In a certain pattern. Are you okay, sir?
Amhoel says, pro tip, don't take damage.
Oh.
Every week meme says, I would enjoy watching you play Monopoly together. We should do that, yeah. We should play like Risk or one of these games where we just absolutely piss each other off. I'd love that. Hakeem, can you speak Russian? No. My dad speaks fluent Russian. I guess I could say chut-chut, like for tea. I don't. Не говорим по-русски. No. But I have read enough. I can read Cyrillic. I can read and write Cyrillic, and I've read enough. I have enough of a vocabulary base. I think that I get the gist of certain conversations. I'm probably like half a year away from being conversational in Russian if I were
Nice.
to put effort into it, honestly. But no, I don't speak it. People are like,
Same.
you don't want.
Russian. I mean, I
Mm.
hang out with so many fucking Ruskies every fucking
Mm.
week and so on, and I understand 100% of absolutely everything they say. But then for some reason, when I start talking, I sound like a fucking American speaking Russian. It's
Mm.
very,
No.
yeah, yeah.
Have
It's a
you actually?
beautiful language, incredible language.
You go. Actually, this is an interesting question. Um, have you noticed that when you try to learn, or when you try to speak any other language, um, if the phonetics aren't exactly the same, like it's not a parallel language, like you're not trying to speak Macedonian or something, right?
Yeah.
If it's any other language, for some reason you adopt like English phonemes
Huh.
instead of your native tongue, so you sound like an American speaking them. Has that happened to you?
Yes, it does.
Yeah,
It's very strange.
yeah.
But I guess like my mind at this point has embraced English as the mother tongue, no matter how much ideologically I do not accept it. But because of my like day job, because of this, because of all
Mm,
the writing, reading I do, it happens to be in English. I talk to my girlfriend like 50% in English,
mm,
50% in the other Slavic language of the country
mm,
that I not my native Slavic language. It's
mm,
just a different one, pretty different actually.
mm,
But yeah, I think my brain kind of uses English as neutral. So then when I'm starting to learn a new language or even a new skill or whatever the fuck, it analyzes it through the prism of Anglicanism. Yeah,
mm.
so that's
It's
what
very strange, yeah.
that's why it affects it in that particular way. Like when I talk this like other Slavic language that I'm not revealing, so I don't completely dox myself. And I can't find a particular term that I need to use at that particular time when I'm talking to someone. It would be much more logical for me to then switch to Serbo-Croatian, right?
Mm,
And there's a higher chance that they will understand me. But no, by instinct, I will plug an English word in there, you
mm,
know. So
mm.
it's strange. It's strange.
Yeah. Yeah. Zach says the pattern was phallic in nature. Yes. Let's see what else. What else? Are people looking for. We should make debunking crash course videos, often shown in American schools, and many are probably misled by it. That's actually not a bad idea.
Yeah.
The crash course videos tend to be very simplistic. Yeah, maybe. Um, ba, 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 ba. Somebody's asking me, it's like, Hakeem, do you speak Turkish? But in Turkish. It's like, nah, I don't speak Turkish. I'm sorry. Um, Çok teşekkür, I think, is what you guys say.
Actually,
I don't know.
çok
I don't know.
güzel. Çok güzel. Very nice. What was?
No.
Oh, kebab.
What do they say? The people outside the markets, burum, 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 burum. I don't.
What
I
was
don't
they
fuck.
shout? Come show, like neighbor. Oh, come show. So cute. So hospitable.
Atimus Era says, "Hey Hakeem, I think you mentioned in a Q&A on a Discord server once you want to write something about the relationship between religion and Marxism. Yeah, it's a work in progress, but I have no time to work on it. Bu- 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 somebody says that Yugopnik, we know you're 100% Albanian. What's the point of hiding?
Sharot, of course, man.
Exactly. Is the Turkish ice cream man a counter-revolutionary? No, he is the vanguard of the revolution. Um, let's see what else is going on. Good news, everyone says. Religion for Breakfast, Nebula shout out, has some interesting videos on the religion of Hyrule. Have you seen them?
No.
That would be.
Sounds kind of cool.
Everyone is Albanian, of course. My God.
It is the mother nature, mother nation of all nations, created by the continuously rebirthing Enver Hoxha, who was the original human being and his last
Alpha and the
installment.
Omega.
And absolutely, his last rebirth was. Some people say Jesus Christ. No, it was actually Enver Hoxha. But now, unfortunately, since his unfortunate demise, we are still waiting for a new Enver Hoxha, which
Exactly right.
it is said he would rise in the east when the
At
sun.
the end times.
Yeah.
My God. Somebody says the Albanian lobby. The Albanian lobby is paying you well. I see. Exactly right.
Absolutely, sheep sharot, блядь. Um,
Let's see. Yeah, no. All right, we're out of the officially out of the
Hey, we did it.
what's that? And now somebody's asking me in Greek. He's like, "Do you speak Greek?" No, I don't speak Greek. I did have to. I did have to. What's it called? Study Greek in med school, Latin and Greek. Um, and I want to kill myself. I'm sorry. It was not fun. I remember my teacher was very nice. My Latin teacher was a bit of a she wasn't the best. Um I remember my favorite thing is one day she comes in and she was always in a bad mood, but one day she came in an even worse mood. She was a woman who had an incredibly eccentric style of dress, and one day she comes in looking very extra as always, and she's in a worse mood than usual. And we asked her like, "Is everything alright?" She's like, "Yeah, no, I just was told that I'm being fired."
Oh, jeez.
And she just went on teaching. But she was a good teacher otherwise. But yeah. And my Greek teacher was an incredibly friendly woman. She was fantastic. She told me about some, like, the years that she spent in Greece while learning Greek. And how she's like, oh yeah, I thought that I would be like working with diplomats, but I'm here teaching medical students. I'm like, yeah, you know what? Why not? Yeah, a job's a job. Somebody's asking me, "بتحكي عربي?" Yes, I do. Parlez-vous français? No, I don't speak French. An amigo mío hablas español. I would say, like how I said with Russian, I think also I'm a good 6 months of work from being decently conversational in Spanish as well. Um, but yeah, I think it's a beautiful language. I would
Mhm.
love to devote the time, but what can you do? Caitlin's asking, was it hard to learn English? JT, what do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I started when I was, very, very young learning English, and even
Mm.
still, I would say,
Mm.
it's
Oh
so
my
hard,
lord.
in fact, that it has taken all my time and prevented me from learning any other language.
Lamau.
Yep. For like a whole
Yeah,
2 years, you were only saying "goo goo gaga."
Yeah.
Like,
exactly
so
right.
fucking pathetic.
Yeah. No, I can't be. She says, I have a few friends who have told me idioms are a bitch. Yeah, they're difficult because you mix them up a
There are
lot, and
so
a lot of them
many
don't
of
make
them.
sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was the hardest thing about English for you? Yeah, you got to think. Actually, you never mentioned. What is the hardest thing about English for you?
I don't know. Nothing.
Yeah.
No, genuinely.
Mm,
Whenever I'm like super tired, I can't really speak it properly, and I start getting tongue
yeah.
twisters and shit. But
Mm,
I guess that literal brain capacity that I have rotted away half of it through my lifestyle, and usually spend the other half um, by being tired. But yeah,
mm,
that just
mm,
remembering how to thinking before I talk in English for some reason comes much is more difficult than
mm,
when I do it in my native tongue.
mm. No, yeah, no, I share that. Somebody's asking if I speak Somali. No, I don't speak Somali, although they have some banger food.
Someone
Możesz po
is
polsku. I
someone's
don't speak
begging us
Polish,
to
no.
answer their question that they posted about Lovecraft. Did you
Hold
miss
on, let
a
me see.
200 DKK message about Lovecraft? They're begging us.
Okay, hold on. Okay,
Yeah.
rewrite it right now in the so I see it. Rewrite it in the regular chat.
I
It doesn't have
swear,
to be a
if it's
super chat.
about Lovecraft's
Yeah.
cat's name, we're not gonna answer.
My brother, you have not
Yeah, I
responded to my.
found it. So,
Okay, okay,
Civil
okay.
Melon, thank you very much for the 200 DKK. It's Hakim's fault that he missed it. Oh,
Sorry, sorry.
no, fuck, don't apologize to these people. Hakim, I remember you talking about Lovecraft on the podcast, but can't
Yeah,
remember your exact opinion on him.
I
So,
love
what are
Lovecraft.
your thoughts on Lovecraft, his
Uh,
writing, and his work since I've been reading him myself?
Lovecraft is, I would say, my favorite author for sure.
Wow.
Shadow over
Especially love
Innsmouth.
the racism. That
Exactly
part is
right. That's my
so
favorite part. I
fucking
love it
insane.
when he calls Arabs Syrian savages. It's my favorite part. But yeah, uh, Call of Cthulhu and Shadow over Innsmouth and Dagon. These are my favorite stories of his. But he has a lot of them that are fantastic. If you want a very good game that hasn't aged well, that is fairly faithful, Call of Cthulhu Dark Corners of the Earth is a very fun game. It's so janky and oh god, and the guy who does the voice acting for Jack Walters, the main character, is so fucking good. His voice is lovely.
Hmm.
So yeah, so maybe we should play that sometime.
Also, if you're
Um,
into board
mm,
games, now I'm gonna forget the name. Now I'm gonna
mm.
forget the name. It's a Cthulhu Mythos board game. Oh my gosh, Arkham Horror. Arkham Horror, very fun.
Maybe we should play it sometime. Oh, sorry, that was a big yawn. Excuse me.
Sleepy boy.
Uh, pronouncing the H though. All right, hold on. Vasconium says, would you even be able to visit the U.S., Hakeem? With much difficulty. With much difficulty. But if there's a will, there's a way, inshallah. If I even need to. Derek says, do you guys have any more plans for merch ideas? Thumbnail art would make a banger poster. There's plenty of ideas we have, and we're planning doing several like other not installments, but like launches. Not as
Limited
big as the
drops.
very first.
Yeah.
Yeah, drops. Thank you. Yeah, but yeah. Somebody's
Work in
asking if I speak. Yeah, somebody's asking if I speak Farsi. I do not speak Farsi.
Jeez, are they gonna
Uh,
ask you if you speak every single fucking language?
Basically, yeah. Oh my god.
Do you speak Pig Latin?
No, I never understood fucking Pig Latin. I remember in that garbage book, Margaret Atwood's garbage fucking dog shit book. Say it with me.
No.
The one thing she's known for, Margaret Atwood. It's
Handmaid's Tale?
Handmaid's Tale. Fucking dog shit book. Oh my god. Yeah, anyways, she's a horrible writer, and the only way that they managed to salvage her garbage is for a team of like 40 professional writers to turn it into a halfway decent show. She's a garbage writer, but I remember specifically in that book she mentions that somebody wrote, "Don't let the pigs grind you down, or whatever,"
yeah.
in Pig Latin or something. And I remember I was like, "What the fuck? What is Pig Latin? Do you just like twist the words around? Like,
yeah, you take the beginning of the word, stick it at the end, and add a to it. So, ude, uye, ixpe, igpe, atenle. Do you speak Pig Latin?
Oh wow.
All
Okay.
right, that's
It's very, very
all
easy.
right.
And my grandmother taught me
Alright.
many years ago.
All right. And what do they use? What is the purpose? Is
No,
this
there's
like
no purpose. It's a gimmick.
Navajo code talkers? What's the point?
I don't know, honestly. Maybe it
brain
has some deep
exercise.
lore, but I don't think so.
Right. Alexis Martinez says, "Hey guys, when do you get your G-Bucks? I have yet to receive mine." Yeah, no, sadly the G-Bucks aren't on the way. I wish I got G-Bucks. Xi
Very
Jinping,
fucking
please.
disappointed, man.
Yeah, my people yearn for freedom.
Has not be very high. Arguably, my least favorite joke about China, like the social credit shit, it's very cringe. It's very Reddit. Like it's
Yeah,
very
it is.
not red pilled. It's very very fucking cringe.
Mm.
But the ice cream thing and everything related to John Cena and
Mm.
China, I love it. Like it's probably fucking racist or some shit, but it's very funny. It's very fucking funny. All the edits with him and like with ice creams and then random Chinese letters popping up. And the other, like obviously from Western perspective, Chinese meme that I love is that lovely lady that like teaches people Chinese. But she also teaches like curse words and shit.
Oh,
And
yeah.
people, like compile all of her like curse words to make it look like she doesn't like you.
Yeah.
Like she's screaming against the screen, "You fat pig! You stupid!"
I love that.
Oh, yeah.
And then all of a sudden it cuts to her saying, "You look lovely today. I want to give you all the little hugsies." And it's like, what? This is so funny. I don't know. I'm
But
still.
somebody's asking us, do we know what yebach or yebus means?
Yeah, but
Is
yeah.
that to fuck?
Serbian, yeah. That's a
Yeah.
fucker. Yeah, a
Yeah.
fucker.
Exactly. Double slit experiment says, Hakeem, have you seen the massive embassy the U.S. is building in Lebanon? The U.S. embassy in almost all of their colonies or semi-colonies are fucking huge, but I think the biggest one is the Manila one, or the one in the Philippines, I think. But yeah, in Lebanon, I'm not surprised. What are your thoughts on Hezbollah? This is a conversation for another time. But it's complex. There's your answer.
Apparently, the biggest one is actually in Baghdad.
What the biggest
Apparently.
Hezbollah
American
branch?
embassy.
Oh
Basically
yeah,
say-
the
yeah,
one that we have in Baghdad is fucking like it's a huge building. It doesn't even look like it looks like a slice of the U.S. that they've just kind of placed there.
Yeah, it's
Huge.
amazing,
Yeah, they have like tennis fucking courts and shit like that. But I'm still not sure. I think there's another country that has a bigger one. The Iraqi one isn't the biggest. But who knows? Could you, Hakeem, could you read Oyala mi camisa de alhambra no se mancha de tamarindo? Like inshallah, something about a shirt, the Alhambra place in the Alhambra, like the yeah, you know which one I'm talking about. Something about a tamarind. I don't know. Kinotherapy Movies says, whose house do you guys fly out to record at every week, or do you switch houses every episode? That's basically what we do. So JT is frequently over here in my parts,
Yeah.
enjoying the good food, getting some sun. You know how it is.
That would be
Um,
absolutely amazing. That would slap if we could just hang out and
mm,
record in person. Oh my goodness.
yeah, no, I
Wow,
wish.
I
Who
would eat a
knows?
baby, like I
Uh,
would eat my own baby. Like,
uh, Many years in the future, maybe.
Yeah.
After the U.S. inevitably descends into civil war, and
I have to
JT
move
will have to
underground.
be
Yeah.
exactly right, and then he'll come to, I don't know, maybe there will be a united federation of like European socialist states or something. So Yugopnik can move basically wherever he wants, and then I can just kind of visit you guys. I don't fucking know how it would happen, but inshallah, I don't know. It's a long, long century. Let's hope
this is only the
something.
beginning. Yes,
Yeah.
I can already see us as very old grandpas with a Dr. Pepper, beer, and tea in
Yes.
hand, sitting on
Uh,
a veranda, like looking
mm,
over the decaying, destroyed
mm,
universe, or a
I
great,
love
beautiful socialist utopia. But all of
inshallah.
and we're still, but we're obviously still
Mm,
making balls jokes and
Of course.
as
being
we should.
pessimistic.
Episode 600 of the deprogram.
As is our right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
1,000, yes, yes,
600.
absolutely.
I think it'll be before. I think us being boomers has already happened, but this will be like
Yeah.
episode
True.
like 2000. Doo Fart says, think you might have missed my question. Want to ask how to find decent books on history without the usual anti-commie stuff. Trying to look for stuff for former socialist countries. Well, one or two. There's no like it's just through a word of mouth normally.
But also, you have to be able to
Yeah.
kind of parse through that stuff. Like
Yeah.
by learning more, you're going to be able to pick up a book from whatever perspective and read it with a critical eye, and then be able to apply your own learning, your own ideology to it, and kind of
Mm.
create a synthesis of the information that's in there and what you've learned elsewhere.
Yeah.
I
I
actually
remember.
littered today. It's combined with like relevant to the question, and it's also relevant to the friends hating. But I felt bad afterwards, but I got so fucking pissed off. So we were driving for like 10 hours today, and that's why my brain isn't working. Apologies to the audience. And we stop at a gas station, and I see a very fancy little magazine that I haven't seen since like university, pretty much. It's called Le Europe, or some shit.
Mm.
It costs a lot. It's like $10 or whatever the fuck, which is a lot for my part of the world. And I get it because it had like a super interesting picture with like some like last Japanese emperor or whatever. So I thought that was only going to be one of the stories. And I opened the fucking thing and I start reading through it. And literally on page one, they're already doing commie bashing. They literally in the literal first page. They're introducing what they're going to be discussing throughout the whole magazine, which is like 50, 60 pages, that they're going to talk about different aristocrats from all sorts of different parts of the world, from all sorts of different eras, etc., etc. But basically, what they're making in on the page of the first argument is that no matter how much the working classes hate the aristocrats, usually it's just an excuse that they find for their own failings in life. And I'm reading this, I'm starting to literally I'm triggered as a motherfucking,
Mm.
I'm fucking foaming at the mouth, bro. But then they go on to like say that quite literally, and even all the revolutions, and they even mention the dialectical materialist revolution, literal quote, bro, revolutions were all also only possible because these ideas were given to the working classes by some sort of aristocracy. And I swear to fucking God, the car is driving 150 fucking kilometers per hour. I just lowered my window and I just threw it the fuck out. Like I just threw it the fuck out. Hopefully there was no fucking car behind me. But that was sorry, planet Earth. But
Yeah,
if
you hit.
there's ever a moment when you need to fucking litter, it's that. Probably hit a puppy and
I was gonna
then
say you hit the
some little
windshield of
girl was
the.
waiting for the puppy, and now she's like hanging herself
Oh.
because found the puppy killed by a French newspaper. No, she's now becoming an anti-French terrorist because she's like, look at what the French did to my puppy, and then she causes like a massive accident where she blows up a French cafe in which like my mother was when she went to visit Paris. And karma ends, and then I off myself.
Yeah,
Okay.
Love it.
incredibly elaborate.
Beautiful. A Hammer and Sickle Studio says, which wins of the proletarian struggle would you like to see in an action RPG? An action RPG? I could define what you mean exactly. Like a game? Like it Like video game?
or like a missile launcher, like an RPG.
Yeah, I do. Alexander Moreau sent one euro. Thank you very much. Let's see. Uh, minus 100 FICO credit score. I just lost my mortgage.
Oof, oof.
Oh my god. Blah, 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 blah. All right, more people asking me if I speak Farsi. Jamie Phillips, thank you very much for the support. Hakeem calling out Americans for saying Baghdad, but Hakeem also saying Baghdad. Yeah, because Baghdad, saying it that way, some people will be like, huh? Until they, because they don't understand that the middle is supposed to be, yeah, it's Baghdad, it's not Baghdad, but what can you do? It's to make people's lives kind of easier, but one thing I refuse to say is Afghanistan, because that you have to twist your mouth in such strange and unnatural ways to say Afghanistan when compared to Afghanistan, which is how it's supposed to be said. Yeah. JT at Hakim's parts. Yes, exactly. Visconium says, forget to mention, had plum beer despite the naphoid. Okay. What is plum beer? That sounds very, very... Oh, it's the ice cream, the Soviet ice cream, from some French or something. I didn't know this, by the way. Again, life is a fucking journey. You never know everything. Early on, prior to the revolution, ice cream was considered to be like an exclusive thing for the upper classes. So, like a regular working person didn't have access to ice cream, despite the fact that fucking Russia is frozen half of the year. I'm just, but yeah. All right. If they could record live, Yukopnik and Hakim would make a child. Yeah, that would.
Probably.
Time Hakim,
bombs.
please say this. Something Slavomir. I'm not gonna. I don't know what it means, so I won't. Maybe a racial slur. Who knows? Let's see. Hold on, I missed one. Antoli says, "Have a good day, you guys. What is your favorite soup?" I don't know why. That's such a. That feels very. Combined with his profile picture, it feels strange. I don't want to answer you. No, it's lentil soup. It's like a very traditional, like Middle Eastern or Arab slash Turkish slash. I'm sure the Balkan people have the same. Shorbat adas, we say it, and we call it in Iraq. Lentil soup, the yellow ones.
I like a tomato soup with big chunks of potato. Probably my favorite.
Yeah. Paste. You up, Nick? Soup.
Repeat the question. I'm sorry.
Favorite soup. Favorite soup.
Oh my god, I love soups. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
I'm obsessed with soups, man. Soups are arguably my favorite food at this point because I take any type of soup and I just put a lot of spicy shit in it. I'm extremely spicy. So the heat together with the spiciness, it just makes me feel at home. It makes me feel comfortable. It makes me feel safe. I'm a little safe boy. Dude, like a classic well-made chicken soup is absolutely fucking brilliant. Okay, like it's an eternal classic. But I like the fancy, like what do you call them, like French or whatever the fuck, like cream soups. I really like cream soups as well, right? I really like chicken soup, but I can also but I'm actually obsessed with one particular cold soup that is kind of Greek slash Macedonian slash Bulgarian. Please, none of you guys murder me. It's called tarator, and it's literally like yogurt with cucumbers in it, but the yogurt is super watered down, and garlic, and a bit of nuts, and it is. Dude, when it's hot outside, man, I'm getting so fucking excited. When it's hot outside and you're just like sipping this shit, or you're like, you can actually drink it, and the cucumbers and the garlic and like, it is incredible. It's absolutely incredible. But my
Palestinians make this too, I think.
Beans, absolutely. Beans, obviously, bean soup, fucking phenomenal, blah blah blah. But I'll go with the absolute eternal classic, fucking good, well-made chicken soup. That's made very spicy is good. Oh no, my favorite. Oh god, I'm sorry. I'm very passionate about soup. Tripe soup.
Tripe.
That is
tripe.
Shkembe. Yeah, with from cow intestines.
Oh,
it is fucking incredible. Because they make a shkembe chorba. They make it with like you put milk in it. You put tripe, like literal. You put cow intestines. You just Google shkembe chorba, like SHKEMBE, and then chorba. You know how to fucking write chorba. Man, I need one right now. I think it's like a 1,000 million grams of cholesterol and all of that shit. Like, to be classified as a class A drug, but yes, I like it very much. Yes, tribe soup, Gambitron.
Very
Oof,
based.
yes.
Soup discourse is objectively my favorite discourse. Banana Club says, Hakeem, do you think Iraqi Arabic is different enough to be considered a separate language? No, absolutely not. And anybody who says so is a fucking idiot. Yeah. Oh, that's actually here's an interesting question. Yugotnik, opinion on Pan-Slavism. What do you think?
Well, the eventual unification of all nations under one umbrella, which does not deny the existence of particular individual cultures, nor does it define particular cultures as superior to others, is kind of literally internationalism, which is literally a key binding part of the very long term socialist ideal and idea in general. So anything pan to me is decent, but the phrasing is always a bit more is always complicated because, for example, the pan European project, the pan Slavic project, the pan Arab project, etc., etc., while at the same time it is proposing this beautiful idea of, look, these groups of people are far more similar than they are different, and they could create a larger state in which they would be able to protect themselves from broader imperial overreach, etc., etc. They would be able to build up even more beautiful cultures. They would be able to create economic stability, which would not be possible for them as these tiny little banana republics, etc., etc. All of that is lovely, but it is also limiting because it's kind of implying that the only internationalist projects can be between peoples who are defined as very similar, which is kind of implying that all the peoples of the world, in essence, aren't similar. So basically, what I'm saying is, pan anything, it is as unifying as it is divisive in a way, especially when it doesn't have the class conscious component to it. If it does have the class conscious component to it, then literally racism stops being a thing because it's mostly class inspired. And then the pan-Slavic program could expand to introduce other peoples and other peoples and other peoples and other peoples, and the internationalist idea grows. So pan-human sounds very fucking cool.
Nice.
I
Beautiful.
sounded like a fucking hippie right now. Pan-human. I'm gonna go work for Wall Street now.
Apostle says deprogram fruit tier list 1. That I think we can do the next time. We should throw it on the list. There'll be some deep discussions on which fruits deserve to be on top. Hold on, we have a few other things that we missed.
I don't understand what this wants from me. What is this shrine trying to get me to do? There's nothing up here.
Lamo. Double Slit says, JT, I came across some street posters in West London which says the system is dying with a QR code leading to your video about being a socialist in 2023. Very interesting.
Wow.
Hey, you know what?
I would not have guessed. That's cool.
JT Angloid confirmed, I guess.
Simple as.
Alec Knudsen, thank you very much. He says, as a copper miner proletarian, you guys helped me to look at communism in a positive way. Much love, boys. Hey, much love right back. Stay safe.
And you should teach us about shit, not the other way around. With that fucking profession. God bless you, man.
Void Feast says, JT, did you ever get into Melee? If not, do you enjoy it as a spectator or are you dedicated to ult?
Yeah, I grew up playing Melee. That was my first. Well, I mean, I played N64 Smash with like an older friend across the street. I was young at the time, though. So I grew up playing Melee, and I got really good at it. But then once Wii U Smash came out, whatever that was, Smash 4, I switched to that one, and then once Ultimate came out, I never looked back. I think Ultimate is the best Smash yet, personally. I have a lot of respect for Melee players, though. They do it at such a high level, it's crazy.
Yeah, I used to play a lot of Melee as a kid, but I didn't have a Nintendo.
Well, Mom. I never played Melee. I never had a Nintendo either. And nor in the way they
ultra 3D graphics on the street and shit. That was very immersive. Ground tasted real nice.
Oh boy. Oh Lord. I don't think any.
I think I've gotten it's around 50-50. I've gotten beaten up as many times as I've beaten people up. There's kind of a nice karmic balance there, so I can sleep at night. It's nice.
Yeah, exactly right. My God. Yeah, no, I can imagine the Balkan upbringing of the era of Yugotnik. Yeah, I can imagine. Hammer and Sickle Studios clarified he meant a third-person action RPG video game for the particular, like leftist historical thing. And then in that case, it could be anything. Honestly, anything would be fun. It would just be nice to have something that is reasonably, like not just explicitly anti-communist.
Cuban Revolution.
Yeah, oh, that would be.
One game that came out, Disco Elysium, which is very much sure it makes fun of communists, but it's obviously very pro. And it ended up being absolutely beautiful and brilliant and a cult classic, like immediately. So more games that actually introduce real ideologies inside of their games instead of creating some goofy ass fucking Marvel Avengers ass. Oh, I want to kill half of the world's population. That is how I'm going to solve things. Would be very cool to see. And I'm not even talking as a commie here. Would actually be interesting to see alternative universes, fictional universes, but with their version of fascists or communists, etc., etc. That would be very fascinating. Like what was it? That great film, Space. They just do fascism there, like future fascism. Space Jammers, no space. The guys that fight the big bugs. Jesus fucking Christ.
Starship
I know.
Troopers? Is that Starship Troopers?
Starship Troopers, yeah.
Starship Troopers,
That's the one,
yeah. There was...
My God. Engine Crafter 77 says spooky, scary socialist on the program. Maybe. He's fun. I really like his videos, but he's been kind of off. Like I see him around, but he hasn't uploaded in a while. But those videos do take a very long time since he animates everything himself. But yeah, sure, maybe down the line. Somebody else has something. Whoops.
Heck, dang it.
Kawhi Bergio 89 says, "Love your content, and I hope you." Oh, sorry, big yawn. Oh, fuck. Hey, excuse me. Enjoy my old man boomer yawns. Love your content. I hope you just make more of it. Now get my damn money. Thank you very much. We appreciate the support. Let's see. I sent somebody's Farmamain, excuse me, said, Hakim, I sent your video to my left-leaning friend to push them to socialism. Love you, Habib. I love you too. Is JT a Yacobian or Yacubian, however you want to pronounce it? Thankfully not. No. JT is of the superior. Oh my God, what a fucking. Anyways,
I actually didn't know anything about that Yakub shit. I think.
Yeah, I love it.
Introduced it to me.
I love it so much.
Oh my God, this is like rediscovering Warhammer 40K or something. Like so much lore that I'm about to ingest directly into my veins. Yeah, it's impressive. It's impressive.
Trifecta Art says, wait, Hakim, I've been pronouncing Baghdad and Afghanistan wrong this whole time. Can you teach me the proper way to say it? I just taught you. Habibi. But there's nothing wrong with saying it the way that's meant to be. English doesn't have those sounds, so it's normal. We're gonna start wrapping up slowly, I think. Let's get a few of your last questions in before because we're reaching the 2-hour mark.
We do the sleepies. I'm gonna do the sleepy sleep like a little baby.
Exactly.
I'm gonna snore so
much.
Yeah,
because it is late.
Neighbors can hear me.
Why is it going up like
10 hours in
that?
the car. I spent 10 hours in the fucking car. And I littered, and I killed a puppy with a French.
Exactly.
It led to terrorism. Okay, I'm not gonna say the whole story again.
All right. Twizzy Empire says, y'all should do an analysis of the Call of Duty series. It's got a lot of anti-communist propaganda throughout the series. That might be fun. Actually, you two, JT, you two might have a fantastic time doing this.
Yeah?
Yeah,
That's
I
something
think people have done it. I think there's good videos out there on Call of Duty by some comrades. I don't want to fuck up the names, but I think there's some.
Why won't this thing rotate?
Andrew Murray is asking you, JT, this is some big brain time, huh?
Yeah. Did you guys? Oh, did it work? No. Okay. Dang it. I'll figure it out.
Wrap up gently, not slowly, says non-GMO butt plug. Very interesting name, but wrap up gently, not slowly. I don't understand the difference. All right, sure. Gio says, Luna Oi coming on to talk about her dialectical materials and textbook translation when? I'm not sure if we'll do that. We'll think about it. We'll think about it. All right, this guy's asked this question several times, so I will answer, but I didn't want to answer. The chieftain keeps asking specifically me, how has the use of depleted uranium munitions impacted Iraq's health post-invasion? A lot of like leukemia in kids, man. It's not nice. But yeah, there's a lot. Iraq is a
I can
much
relate,
higher
bro.
rate.
Woo!
Yeah, exactly. So it's not
NATO,
fun.
woo!
No, guys, NATO's the good bit. They're the good guys. All right. Big Man says, I'm going to visit Stay Money. Yeah, write it right. In a couple of months to see family. Hakeem, mind if I swing by?
Yes.
Hmm.
Let's peek in. You seem lovely. You have a cat emoji, but
Exactly right. Yeah. The difference is that Stay Money is it's pretty far from where I'm at. But hey, if you swing by down south, then maybe question mark. Let's see. I'm sorry you were being Chieftain's being so nice. It's like, I'm sorry if I was being annoying with that. You weren't being annoying with that, Habibi. Don't worry. It's a sad topic, and I don't want to be a downer. I'm always a downer on the fucking podcast. I don't need to be here as well.
we're bullies. We're basically bullies. So yeah.
Gently and slowly, yes, I understand, but I don't understand the difference between wrapping up gently and wrapping up slowly. Is there a turn of phrase that I'm missing here, or?
No, I think he just wants you to wrap him up gently.
Oh, okay, gladly.
Like in a blanket.
Okay. I thought there was some insertion that would go on there. You befuddled me with the description. All right then.
Never say befuddled again. Like never say that word again. Okay.
Well, I'm gonna slowly and gently. Okay, wrap this up now.
Yeah.
Actually, unironically, JT, if you wanna like stay and play, if you have nothing else to do, like you absolutely can do that.
JT definitely has shit
I have
to
a
do.
child. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, no, I was being a fucking bro.
Yeah.
Literally giving him an excuse to just chill and play some video games and leave the wife with all the duties.
Oh.
But no, you gotta fuck me like this.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
one of these days we can just hop on and play some video.
That'd be a
Let's
fantastic
talk
time.
about it, but we really should. Like, people should any of the three of us can just hop on and like do some whatever the fuck on. Like, this channel is so free for all. We can do anything.
Honestly. Pelos is asking us to tell him that we love him. So
We
Pelos,
love you.
we love you. Come here and get a wet kiss, like from the granddad. That's a little too touchy. All right. All
I'm
right.
the one getting us demonetized, you fucking cunts.
Anyways, we love everybody here. These are always very fun to do. Please do check out the Patreon. There's some great perks that you can get, like the Habibi chat ones, which we did right before the live, where you can come and join us and chat with us, and just have a fantastic time. Otherwise, check out the merch. We have some fantastic items. There's gonna be some new items dropping as well, so do check those out. We love you. We already miss you after ending this too soon, but what can you do? We'll be back.
And we love you guys. We will play you out with the extended version of the outro. If you guys haven't heard it yet, it is very good.
On the channel, click the channel, go you can listen to it there as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
It may or may not play. I don't know if the first one played, but we love you and goodbye. Mwah.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Let's see. Outro music, please play. Yes, they can. Hey guys. Yes, but much louder than. Pull them out. We can't hear you, just the music. What? Wait a second.